LoveLore Library. Chapter 681. Qin Fen and Hua Yan did not expect Ren Xiaoyao to suddenly care about something else. Hua Yan subconsciously touched her pocket and felt the purple wisteria flower that she found on the wall of the crater. This flower was the main ingredient for refining a 5th-grade elixir that the demon clan needed. Hua Yan immediately became vigilant. Why do you care what it is? It's not yours anyway. Hua Yan pressed the purple wisteria flower and stared at Ren Xiaoyao arrogantly. That's the purple wisteria flower. Ren Xiaoyao exclaimed. For a moment, she forgot that she was angered by Qin Fen and Hua Yan. You know this flower too. What are you trying to do? Hua Yan's expression changed drastically. She hid behind Qin Fen and looked at Ren Xiaoyao. Hua Yan's words were equivalent to admitting the purple wisteria flower. Ren Xiaoyao's beautiful eyes flickered. After a moment of silence, she said, Since you found the purple wisteria flower in this ancient martial relic, I'm willing to exchange it with my treasures. I'm willing to exchange my treasures with you. What do you think? As Ren Xiaoyao spoke, she impatiently threw out all the treasures she had on her. This girl was really good at finding treasures. She had many treasures on her, even more than Chen Ernyang. There are secret manuals, weapons, elixirs, spiritual herbs, and all kinds of materials here. You can take them all. I only want your purple wisteria flower. Moreover, we'll write off our previous debts. What do you think? Hua Yan was like a bad uncle who was trying to trick a young girl. Hua Yan did not even look at the treasures on the ground. She said firmly, Stop dreaming. I won't exchange it with you. Ren Xiaoyao did not expect Hua Yan to not be tempted. She began to feel anxious and searched her body again. In the end, she took out more than 10 exquisite small medicine bottles. This bottle contains the refreshing pill. There are 8 of them. Do you want to exchange it with me? Ren Xiaoyao was anxious. She took out the miraculous pills produced by her family's Saint Medic to tempt Hua Yan. These miraculous pills were extremely expensive in the Saint Medic. Moreover, the supply could not meet the demand. Ren Xiaoyao was arrogant. She did not believe that Hua Yan would not be tempted this time. As a rank 3 alchemist, Hua Yan really didn't care about this rank 1 wonder pill, let alone Qin Feng. Qin Feng waved his hand, and 2 invigorating pills and 2 healing pills appeared in his hand. He tossed 2 pills into his mouth and pried open Hua Yan's mouth and tossed 2 pills into her mouth. He looked at Ren Xiaoyao as if he was munching on a bubble. Don't use elixirs to put on a show. We really don't lack these things. Hua Yan didn't know what Qin Feng had thrown at her, but after tasting it with her tongue, she knew it was a miraculous 1st-grade pill. Only then did Hua Yan eat it with ease. Ren Xiaoyao was dumbfounded. She suddenly thought of the first time she met Qing Lang in the Saint Medicine Hall. At that time, Qing Lang had brought along a damn fatty. At that time, Qing Lang had taken out many pills. Now, it seemed that this guy was really an alchemist. Otherwise, how could he have so many pills on him? Even the heiress of the Holy Medicine Hall, Ren Xiaoyao, couldn't do something like eating a 1st-grade miraculous pill like it was bubble gum. Are you purposely trying to anger me? Do you think that I can't take out top-grade elixirs? Watch carefully for this young miss. Ren Xiaoyao was infuriated by Qin Feng. She waved her hand and kept the dozen or so bottles, leaving only the 3 most exquisite bottles in her hand. Ren Xiaoyao lifted her jade-like hand and opened one of the bottles. Instantly, a rich fragrance of medicine wafted in the air. Qin Feng and Hua Yan immediately recognized the aroma of the elixirs. Humph! Brat, look carefully. This bottle contains 2nd-grade blood qi pills. There are 7 blood qi pills in one bottle. I'll use this bottle of pills to exchange for the purple wisteria flower. Is that okay? Ren Xiaoyao raised her head again and looked at Qin Feng and Hua Yan arrogantly. The corner of Qin Feng's mouth twitched. He raised his hand again, and 2 fiery red blood qi pills appeared in his palm. Qin Feng's blood qi pills were bigger than the ones Ren Xiaoyao took out. They had a brighter color and a richer fragrance. Qin Feng was about to stuff 1 blood qi pill into his and Hua Yan's mouths. Hua Yan was so scared that she almost fell to the ground. She hastily pulled Qin Feng back. Don't eat it. Don't give it to me either. It's poisonous. I don't want to eat it. Hua Yan was terrified of the blood qi pills. Not long ago, she had lost her virginity because of the blood qi pills she refined. How would she dare to eat the blood qi pills again? Hua Yan did not dare to let Qin Feng eat it. It was already bad enough that Qin Feng did not eat the blood qi pills. If he ate the blood qi pills as well, she would lose her life. Watching Qin Feng and Hua Yan fooling around with each other, Ren Xiaoyao had the urge to kill herself. Ren Xiaoyao had always been proud of her identity as the young mistress of St. Medic Hall. As a martial artist, medicinal pills and weapons were indispensable. Since young, Ren Xiaoyao had never lacked medicinal pills. She could get any medicinal pills that were beneficial to her cultivation. However, after seeing Green Wolf and Billowy Lady today, Ren Xiaoyao's proud heart was shattered into pieces. Although Ren Xiaoyao had eaten a lot of grade 2 blood qi pills, Hua Yan refused to eat it because she said it was poisonous. Qin Feng even refused to eat the blood qi pills. Ren Xiaoyao's confidence had been shattered. Huff! Ren Xiaoyao took a deep breath and tried her best to calm down. She took out a pill bottle and opened it. Ren Xiaoyao poured out a pill. It was a dark green pill that was as big as an apricot. It was round and round. Qin Feng glanced at it and almost laughed out loud. This time, Qin Feng did not need Ren Xiaoyao to introduce it. He waved his hand and 2 qi strengthening pills appeared. Billowy Lady, you are stuck at the bottleneck of a stage 5 demon cultivator, right? Take these 2 qi strengthening pills. They will definitely help you break through to the peak of stage 6 demon cultivator. Qin Feng didn't even blink when he gave away the grade 4 qi stabilizing pill. He gave away 2 of them in one go. Ren Xiaoyao opened her mouth slightly. She was about to introduce the qi strengthening pills to Qin Feng. After all, it was a spiritual pill. Miraculous pills below grade 4 could not be compared to it. However, when Ren Xiaoyao was about to say it, she could not say it anymore. Thank you so much, Green Wolf. I was going to collect some medicinal ingredients to refine a cauldron of qi strengthening pills. I didn't expect you to get your hands on them. Hua Yan was overjoyed. She hugged Qin Feng and jumped up and down. Qin Feng felt something soft bouncing on his body. It was a wonderful feeling. While Qin Feng and Hua Yan were flirting with each other, Ren Xiaoyao was ignored. She was so angry that her lungs were about to explode. Ren Xiaoyao's arrogance instantly vanished. She finally realized that Green Wolf and Billowy Lady were both alchemists. There were very few alchemists in China, so why did 2 of them suddenly jump out today? Moreover, they seemed to be high-ranked alchemists. Ren Xiaoyao didn't know if she should be happy or angry. There was only 1 small pill bottle left in Ren Xiaoyao's hand. This pill bottle was smaller and more exquisite than all the previous ones. However, Ren Xiaoyao could no longer maintain her arrogance. When she opened the last pill bottle, there was no trace of emotion in it. The moment the bottle was opened, the aroma of medicine filled the air. The aroma was rich and pure, and it instantly enveloped the entire whole. Qin Feng and Hua Yan widened their eyes. This was because this pill bottle was obviously better than the previous ones. The spiritual energy released by the pill instantly increased the density of the spiritual energy in the hall. This is a 5th grade spiritual pill, the essence gathering pill. This is also the best spiritual pill I have with me today. Originally, there were 3 pills in the bottle. I used 2 of them to break through to the next realm. As for the last pill, I'll use this essence gathering pill to exchange for your purple creeping vine flower. Are you willing to accept this? Ren Xiaoyao said with a lack of confidence. She was truly shocked by Qin Feng's performance earlier. In fact, the purple creeping vine flower was one of the 3 main ingredients used to concoct the violent demon pill. The violent demon pill was a 5th grade spiritual pill. Ren Xiaoyao used another 5th grade spiritual pill to exchange for a purple creeping vine flower. In fact, it could even be said that Qin Feng had profited. After all, even if he had the purple creeping vine flower, he might not be able to concoct the violent demon pill. On the other hand, the essence gathering pill that Ren Xiaoyao gave him was indeed a 5th grade spiritual pill. However, Ren Xiaoyao was not confident. She felt that Green Wolf was a very powerful alchemist. He probably didn't even care about 5th grade spiritual pills. Ren Xiaoyao completely misunderstood Qin Feng. Qin Feng was a 4th grade alchemist, and Hua Yan was only a 3rd grade alchemist. Neither of them could concoct a 5th grade essence gathering pill. Qin Feng only had a few 1st grade elixirs on him. Coincidentally, he also had a few blood qi pills that Hua Yan had concocted. Qin Feng also concocted a few qi strengthening pills after he became a 4th grade alchemist not long ago. Now that Ren Xiaoyao suddenly took out the essence gathering pill, Qin Feng was very envious. Ahem. So it's the essence gathering pill. Your pills are just a so-so. I have them all, but I'm too lazy to take them out. Qin Feng pretended to be indifferent. Ren Xiaoyao's expression instantly became disappointed. She guessed that Qin Feng didn't care about the essence gathering pill. Qin Feng continued, however, since you're a member of our exploration team, I can exchange with you if you really want the purple creeping vine flower. Ren Xiaoyao's disappointment disappeared instantly. She jumped up excitedly. Really? You're willing to exchange the purple creeping vine flower for my essence gathering pill? Qin Feng said calmly, you're thinking too much. It's just one essence gathering pill. It's not worth that much. Of course, if you're willing to take out all the pills you have, I can consider exchanging with you. One essence gathering pill for one purple creeping vine flower was already a profit, but Qin Feng wasn't satisfied. He was asking for too much. Not only was Ren Xiaoyao frightened, but even Hua Yan was stunned. This Qin Feng was really shameless, but Hua Yan liked it very much. Ren Xiaoyao angrily glared at Qin Feng. She felt that Green Wolf was too much of a scammer. However, Ren Xiaoyao really needed the purple creeping vine flower because the Saint Medic Hall didn't have enough ingredients to refine the violent demon pill. Okay, I agree. After hesitating for a long time, Ren Xiaoyao agreed. After all, the Saint Medic still had the pill she had, but the Saint Medic couldn't find the purple creeping vine flower in a short time. Very well. Give me the pills first, Qin Feng said calmly. When Ren Xiaoyao was about to throw the pill bottle at Qin Feng, she suddenly said, no, you should give me the purple creeping vine flower first. What if you take the pills and leave? Qin Feng's face darkened, and he snorted, TSK. Do you think I care about your stupid pills? I've already said that I'm kind enough to trade with you because you want the purple creeping vine flower. Alright, I'm in a bad mood now, so I don't want to trade anymore. Billowy lady, let's go. Qin Feng hugged Hua Yan's slender waist and walked out. Ren Xiaoyao panicked and chased after him. Green Wolf, don't be angry. I was just joking. I'll give you the pill bottle first. Ren Xiaoyao said humbly, but Qin Feng ignored her. Hero Green Wolf, are you really leaving? Hey! I'll call you Master, okay? Master, do you still want to trade or not? Chapter 682. Qin Feng walked to the exit of the hall and suddenly stopped. He turned around and looked at Ren Xiaoyao. Are you sure you want to trade? You won't go back on your word this time. Qin Feng complained. Ren Xiaoyao was furious. She knew it was a loss for her to trade a dozen bottles of pills for a purple creeping vine flower, but she had no choice. She had to hold it in and smile. Ah, Hero Green Wolf, I won't do it this time. I didn't know the rules before, so please don't take offense. As Ren Xiaoyao spoke, she threw over a dozen bottles of pills. Qin Feng grabbed them and put them all in the system. Even though Qin Feng could refine pills below grade 4, he still needed hedonist points. Now that this silly girl was giving them to him for free, it would be a waste if he didn't take them. Not bad. You're very tactful this time. Qin Feng was in a good mood after receiving a dozen bottles of pills. Hero Green Wolf, can you give me my purple creeping vine flower now? Ren Xiaoyao extended her little hand towards Qin Feng. Before Qin Feng could speak, Hua Yan extended her hand to give the purple creeping vine flower to Ren Xiaoyao. Qin Feng slapped Hua Yan's butt and said resentfully, "You silly girl, you're really giving it to me? Run!" Whoosh! As soon as Qin Feng finished speaking, he turned into a gust of wind and disappeared with Hua Yan in tow. Hua Yan still hadn't come back to her senses. She always thought that exchanging the purple creeping vine flower for a dozen bottles of pills was a good deal. She didn't think that Qin Feng would be such a scammer. In the end, he didn't even give Yao Yao the purple creeping vine flower. Hua Yan suddenly felt that she had followed the right man. She liked how Qin Feng was so generous to her and how he scammed other women. Ren Xiaoyao was stunned. She had lived for 22 years, but she had never seen such a shameless man like Qin Feng. Qin Feng dragged Hua Yan away for a long time before Ren Xiaoyao came back to her senses. She looked at the empty hall and saw that she was the only one standing there. A cold wind blew through the cave, and a bleak feeling rose from the bottom of Ren Xiaoyao's heart. Ren Xiaoyao was so angry that she cried. "You can't bully me like this. I'm the princess of the Saint Medicine Hall. Green Wolf, you bastard, just wait and see." Phew. Qin Feng, don't run anymore. I'm exhausted. Big breasts are really a burden. That silly girl didn't catch up. Let's rest for a while. Qin Feng dragged Hua Yan all the way from the hall to the exit of the ruins. Hua Yan squatted on the ground, panting. Her heart was about to jump out of her chest. Qin Feng was also tired. He glanced at the cave and was relieved to see that Ren Xiaoyao had not caught up. "Hero Green Wolf, you've finally come out." Just as the two of them squatted down, a burst of laughter came from behind them, giving Qin Feng a fright. "Li Tao, Senior White Cloud. You haven't left yet." Li Tao and White Cloud were standing at the entrance of the ruins. Both of them wanted to talk to Qin Feng in private, so they pretended to leave first. In fact, they were waiting for Qin Feng at the entrance of the ruins. They waited for a long time before Qin Feng came out. White Cloud looked at Qin Feng and Hua Yan, who was panting heavily. A profound light flashed in his eyes. Cough cough. "Green Wolf, is that Yao Yao still in the cave? You didn't even bring her out after torturing her. She'll be fine, right?" Although White Cloud was wearing a white mask, Qin Feng could see through his eyes. There was a trace of wretchedness in his eyes. Qin Feng immediately felt that something was wrong. Senior White Cloud, don't let your imagination run wild. I have nothing to do with Yao Yao. She said she wanted to stay in the ruins and search through it. Maybe she could find a treasure that others overlooked. Qin Feng casually found an excuse to hide it. Afraid that Ren Xiaoyao would chase after them, Qin Feng pulled White Cloud and Li Tao out of Ghost Mountain. It was already late at night. The moonlight outside Ghost Mountain was cold, and the wind was blowing. Most people would not dare to come to this place at night. Qin Feng and the others felt a little creepy walking on Ghost Mountain. Oh right, Senior White Cloud, why are you staying here? Is something the matter? Qin Feng saw that White Cloud had something to say, so he might as well start the conversation. White Cloud nodded, but he did not say anything. He glanced at Hua Yan and Li Tao. Qin Feng understood and followed White Cloud to the side. Now that there was no one around, Qin Feng asked, Senior White Cloud, if you have something to say, just say it. White Cloud looked around again. After confirming that no one could hear them, he lowered his voice and said, Young hero Green Wolf, you helped everyone and me this time. If I don't warn you, you won't be able to eat or sleep in peace. I suspect that the black-robed man has an illustrious identity. You have offended him this time, so be careful in the future. So White Cloud stayed behind to warn Qin Feng. This made Qin Feng feel somewhat comforted. However, Qin Feng already knew the black-robed man's identity without White Cloud's reminder. He was the Azure Dragon of China's 9 dragons. How could his identity not be illustrious? Did Senior White Cloud recognize the black-robed man? Who is he? Qin Feng pretended not to know. White Cloud's expression became serious. After a moment, he said, I'm not sure who he is, but I can guess that he is one of China's 9 dragons. Qin Feng was slightly surprised. He didn't expect White Cloud to have such a rough guess. It seemed that White Cloud's identity was not low. Otherwise, he would have thought it through before he dared to stand up against Qin Feng when he guessed that the black-robed man was one of China's 9 dragons. I see. Qin Feng nodded slightly. White Cloud's expression changed. Huh. Young hero Green Wolf, aren't you afraid? Aw. Oh yeah, I'm so scared. Qin Feng was almost exposed. He quickly pretended to be afraid, but he didn't look like one at all. It was as if he was laughing at China's 9 dragons. White Cloud was shocked, but he quickly regained his composure. Green Wolf was a true Qi stage powerhouse, so it was normal for him not to be afraid of China's 9 dragons. It was said that 7 of China's 9 dragons were stage 9 inner Qi stage powerhouses. The other 2 dragons were very special. Rumor had it that one of them was half a step into the cultivation stage, and the other had condensed true Qi and completely comprehended the path of cultivation. Of course, these were all rumors. How many people had actually seen China's 9 dragons? And there was probably not a single person who could see all 9 dragons, right? Hee hee. It seems like this old man is worrying for nothing. Young hero Green Wolf is so young, but you've already stepped into the cultivation stage. China is going to change. I'll take my leave first. This time, I'm really leaving. White Cloud cupped his fist and bowed to Qin Feng. Qin Feng returned the gesture. When he raised his head, White Cloud was already out of sight. Since White Cloud was gone, Qin Feng quickly returned to where Hua Yan and Li Tao were waiting for him. As soon as he arrived, he saw Hua Yan scolding Li Tao. You damned sissy. Get lost. Don't come near me. Big sister cat girl, I just want to be your good sister. Why are you so mean to me? Li Tao was acting coquettishly. Hua Yan was so disgusted that she was about to vomit. She immediately shot out an ice ball at Li Tao. Li Tao quickly dodged it. After dodging the ice ball, Li Tao was not angry and continued to chase after Hua Yan. Li Tao, are you looking for me? Qin Feng couldn't stand it anymore and called out to Li Tao. When Hua Yan and Li Tao saw Qin Feng, they ran up to him excitedly. Green Wolf, help me take care of this sissy. He's crazy, but he wants to be my best friend. Hua Yan was a very loyal and conservative woman. Ever since she became Qin Feng's woman in the cave, Hua Yan had changed Qin Feng's position in her heart. Now that she was angry, Hua Yan wanted to find her man to help her vent her anger. Qin Feng patted Hua Yan's head to comfort her. Li Tao didn't argue with Hua Yan anymore. He looked at Qin Feng with a smile and said, "Hero Green Wolf, you're really amazing. You've reached the true Qi stage. I really admire you." No, I already have a Prince Charming Qin Feng, but I still admire you. What should I do? Am I a woman who doesn't follow the chastity of a woman? I'm not good. What should I do? Li Tao looked at Qin Feng like a little girl who just had her first awakening of love. Qin Feng almost sent Li Tao flying with a kick. Hua Yan glared at Li Tao with hostility and jealousy. Hua Yan didn't know why she was jealous because of a man. If you're not looking for me, then I'll leave first. Qin Feng pulled Hua Yan and left. Li Tao was too disgusting. What did this brat do in his previous life? In this life, fate arranged for him to cultivate the little chrysanthemum treasure book. Li Tao hurriedly caught up and said coquettishly, "Hero Green Wolf, don't be angry. I'm staying because I want you to take me to Prince Charming Qin Feng." Qin Feng liked it when people called him Prince Charming. However, when he heard Li Tao call him Prince Charming, Qin Feng refused in his heart. "Li Tao, don't follow me. I don't know where Qin Feng is right now. I'll tell you when I have news." "That's right, you should need this secret manual. There are also a few bottles of medicinal pills for you. Go back and cultivate well. I wish you success." Qin Feng threw away the second volume of the Little Chrysanthemum Treasure Book and the medicinal pills found in the secret room and gave them to Li Tao. Qin Feng felt that these things were burning his hands. Li Tao looked at the second volume of the Little Chrysanthemum Treasure Book in his hand and was stunned. He had already finished cultivating the first volume and was looking for the second volume. This time, Li Tao came to search for the second volume of the Little Chrysanthemum Treasure Book. He didn't think that he would actually find it. Li Tao was extremely moved. He had a strong impulse to give himself to Green Wolf to repay his kindness. However, when Li Tao raised his head, Qin Feng and Hua Yan were long gone. "Hey! You damned sissy, did you see Green Wolf, that dog couple?" Suddenly, an angry shout came from behind Li Tao. It was little Demon Ren who rushed out with the waning moon sword. Li Tao had just received the secret book from Green Wolf and his heart was about to belong to Green Wolf. Now that someone wanted to cause trouble for Green Wolf, Li Tao was extremely angry. "Woman, why are you making a fuss? You're not feminine at all. Come, Big Sister will teach you how to be a tasteful woman. Follow Big Sister's movements and learn." Li Tao made a flirtatious gesture with his thumb and middle fingers. Little Demon Ren almost vomited. "You're crazy." Little Demon Ren snorted coldly. She really didn't want to talk to Li Tao, this sissy. She raised the waning moon sword and chased after Qin Feng and Hua Yan. Seeing this, Li Tao hurriedly went to stop her. "Girl, how can you be so rude? Big Sister is kind enough to teach you how to be a tasteful woman, yet you don't appreciate it." Li Tao put his hands on his hips and angrily glared at Little Demon Ren. Little Demon Ren had a stomach full of anger after being tricked by Qin Feng. This time, she exploded and the aura of a stage 7 inner chi gushed out, scaring Li Tao. You damned sissy, I'll ask you for the last time. Where did that dog couple go? Li Tao originally wanted to teach little demon Rin a lesson, but after seeing her strength, he immediately gave up on the idea. Ahem. Are you talking about that dog couple? They ran in that direction. Li Tao said as he pointed in the direction opposite to Qin Feng and Hua Yan. Little demon Rin glared at Li Tao and walked away with her sword. Humph. At least you know what's good for you, I'll spare your life. Chapter 683. At this moment, all the adventurers had left. Some were happy, and some were angry. However, the only person who was angry was Ren Xiaoyao. She was really angered to death. Qin Feng and Hua Yan had returned to the city and went straight to Chang Xian's villa. Hua Yan knew Qin Feng was Green Wolf, so it was easy for her to bring him back. It was almost dawn when they returned to the villa. Chang Xian was still sleeping, so they went straight to Hua Yan's room. Yan, are you willing to join the Hero Alliance? Qin Feng asked as soon as he entered the room. Hua Yan was a Stage 5 demon cultivator, and her strength was equivalent to a Stage 6 inner chi cultivator. She was qualified to join the Hero Alliance. Since Hua Yan had become Qin Feng's woman, she was not shy at all. She took off her clothes and climbed onto the bed. She looked at Qin Feng with a silly expression and said, "What Hero Alliance? I don't know how to play games. Are you going to take me to a tournament? Forget it. I'm definitely a pig-like teammate that you guys always talk about." The corner of Qin Feng's mouth twitched. He wondered if he should change the name of the Hero Alliance. It's not a game. It's a sect that I built. Just agree to it. Qin Feng looked at Hua Yan's beautiful body and suppressed the fire in his heart. He wanted to recruit Hua Yan into the Hero Alliance first before dealing with this little vixen. Oh, okay then. I'll join. Hua Yan was Qin Feng's woman, so she was more than happy to join the sect that her man built. Caw. As soon as Hua Yan finished her words, a phoenix cry came from the dragon and phoenix rankings in the Hero Alliance. The fire phoenix that was hovering on the right side of the dragon and phoenix rankings suddenly let out a long cry as if it was about to fly away. The dazzling dragon and phoenix rankings suddenly separated into two. Qin Feng, the two heroes, and Li Xingtian's names were listed on the dragon ranking, while Hua Yan's name appeared on the top of the phoenix ranking. The founder's second side mission required Qin Feng to recruit 10 Stage 6 inner chi disciples. Including Hua Yan, Qin Feng had already recruited 3 disciples. Ah! Hua Yan suddenly screamed and jumped into Qin Feng's arms. The moment her name appeared on the phoenix ranking, a phoenix cry rang out in her head, giving her a fright. Qin Feng, what just happened? I heard the cry of a phoenix. Am I possessed? Hua Yan couldn't understand what was happening. Qin Feng knew that it was because Hua Yan had successfully joined the hero rankings. However, the hero rankings were still at the Brass Alliance level. If he spent 50,000 Hedonist points, he would be able to upgrade it to the Silver Alliance level. The Silver Alliance hero rankings would be able to communicate with each other. As long as one joined the Hero Alliance, no matter where they were, they would be able to sense the existence of the Hero Alliance and communicate with each other. At this moment, Hua Yan was lying in Qin Feng's arms like a pitiful kitten. What entered Qin Feng's eyes was snow white, his nose was filled with a fragrant scent, and his hand was filled with a ball of softness. Yan, why are you afraid of the phoenix's cry? Your cry is much louder than the phoenix's. Qin Feng laughed evilly and pounced on her. Hua Yan was so scared that she wanted to resist, but she was quickly intoxicated by Qin Feng's warm and strong embrace. After an unknown period of time, the noise in the room became louder and louder. It felt like the entire villa was shaking violently, waking Chang Axean up from her sweet dream. The first thing she thought of when she woke up was an earthquake. Soon, Chang Axean was wide awake. She realized that it wasn't an earthquake because she heard Hua Yan's strange cry from the room next door. Why does it sound like that? Chang Axean was so shocked that she jumped off the bed. She didn't even have time to put on her clothes. She rushed to Hua Yan's door and heard Hua Yan's cry. She could even hear a familiar male voice. Chang Axean had lived with Hua Yan for a long time, but she didn't know when Hua Yan had a boyfriend. How could she bring a man home? How could she do such a thing? Chang Axean was a little angry. She had always treated Hua Yan like her own little sister. When Qin Feng first moved into the villa, Chang Axean had scolded Qin Feng countless times for bullying Hua Yan. Why did such a well-behaved little sister become so frivolous all of a sudden? Her cry was so unpleasant that it made Chang Axean's heart palpitate. Chang Axean stood at the door for a long time. She couldn't bear it anymore. She turned around and was about to leave, but she stopped after a few steps. Chang Axean had never experienced such a thing in her life. She didn't expect Yan Yan to be the first one to try it out. Young people nowadays are really something. No, Yan Yan is my dear little sister. I have to help her. If this man isn't good enough, I'll persuade Yan Yan to break up with him. Chang Axean found an excuse to convince herself. Then, like a thief, she tiptoed to the door and tried to open it. Clack! Chang Axean twisted the door, but it didn't open. It was locked from the inside. However, this wasn't a problem for Chang Axean since she was the landlord. She kept a spare key for Hua Yan's room. A few moments later, Chang Axean ran back with the key in her hand. Her heart was beating wildly as if she was going to steal something. She was nervous, scared, and excited. Chang Axean inserted the key into the keyhole and twisted it. With a click, the door's lock was unlocked. Chang Axean's heart almost jumped out of her throat. The sound of the door being unlocked was loud, but it was drowned out by Hua Yan's cries. No one in the room noticed it at all. Chang Axean was only wearing a thin silk nightgown. Under the sunlight, the scenery underneath the nightgown was faintly discernible. She patted her chest, causing her large breasts to shake. She exhaled a few mouthfuls of turbid air and finally calmed down. Then, she slowly opened the door. Bang! As soon as the door was opened, Chang Axean was stunned by the scene before her. She slipped and rolled into Hua Yan's room. While Hua Yan and Qin Feng were enjoying themselves, they suddenly stopped and stared at Chang Axean, who had rolled all the way to the edge of the bed, with astonished expressions. The atmosphere in the room froze, and the whole room froze. Qin Feng and Hua Yan did not dare to move an inch. They maintained the difficult posture. Chang Axean did not even dare to lift her head. She felt that she had been humiliated. Sister. Sister Chang Axean. What are you doing? Hua Yan stuttered when she finally regained her senses. Chang Axean instinctively lifted her head and screamed in fear. She did not see the man's face clearly earlier. Now that she had a clear view of him, she felt uneasy. Qin Feng. When did you come back? Chang Axean had been looking for Qin Feng. She did not expect that Qin Feng would suddenly appear in her villa and do that with Hua Yan. After Qin Feng returned from his adventure, he had reverted to his original appearance. He did not plan to reveal his identity as Qiao Feng to Hua Yan. It was not because he did not trust Hua Yan, but because he did not want to bring trouble to Hua Yan. Chang Axean stared at Qin Feng and Hua Yan with her mouth agape. Both of them were embarrassed. This was a very difficult action for the two of them. It was difficult to even pull a blanket over them, so they could only maintain it. Qin Feng couldn't take it anymore. He couldn't move at all. It was torture. Qin Feng smiled at Chang Axian and said, Axian, long time no see. Did you miss me? Do you want to come with me? Chang Axian nodded. Chang Axian finally regained her senses and realized the situation she was in. She shrieked and ran out of Hua Yan's room in fright. Qin Feng and Hua Yan heaved a long sigh of relief after Chang Axian left. Hua Yan wanted to get down from the bed, but Qin Feng refused. What are you doing? Hua Yan stared at Qin Feng in astonishment. Of course I'm going to continue. Ah. Sister Chang Axian found out. Aren't you afraid that she will kill you? So what if she found out? We did it willingly. What does it have to do with her? If she wants to do it, she can do it, Qin Feng said matter-of-factly. Hua Yan screamed again. She panted and said, You are so bad. Sister Chang Axian seems to like you too. I'm embarrassed to see her in the future. Sigh. Sister Chang Axian must hate me to death. Qin Feng did not mind at all. He smiled and said, That's easy. You can help me win Chang Axian's heart. You two will still be good sisters in the future. Hua Yan was enlightened. She shouted excitedly, That's right. That's a good idea. I'll give it a try. Chang Axian stumbled all the way back to her room. She felt as if her whole body was on fire when she recalled what she saw. The commotion in the room next door started again. Chang Axian was almost tortured to death by Qin Feng and Hua Yan. She wanted to go to the kitchen and chop Qin Feng into pieces. However, she did not even have the courage to enter Hua Yan's room. Chang Axian sat on the edge of the bed, and the light in her eyes dimmed as if her soul had been sucked out of her body. She had fallen in love with Qin Feng, and the time they spent together in the villa was warm and happy. After that, Qin Feng taught Chang Axian how to use the Needle of Destiny, and he even saved Chang Axian at a bar. It was also because he saved Chang Axian that he offended Xiao Shan and was expelled from the university. The past with Qin Feng flashed in Chang Axian's mind. However, all these memories were gone. The commotion in the room next door was getting louder and louder. Chang Axian was worried that the villa would be destroyed by the two of them. Now that Qin Feng and Hua Yan had reached this stage, Chang Axian had lost all hope. After an unknown period of time, the commotion finally died down. Chang Axian's heart that was beating wildly in her chest gradually calmed down. After a while, Chang Axian's door was pushed open. Chang Axian was startled when she saw Qin Feng walking into the room with a cheeky smile on his face. She wrapped her blanket tightly around herself. Long time no see, beauty Chang Axian. Qin Feng swaggered to Chang Axian's bed and sat down. When Chang Axian saw Qin Feng, she was immediately reminded of their brief parting. Her cheeks flushed red. What are you doing in my room? Get out of here. We haven't seen each other for a long time. Why are you chasing me away? You're being too unkind. Qin Feng ignored Chang Axian's words and continued to sit on Chang Axian's bed. Chang Axian's body trembled in fear. Don't tell me that this beast is still not satisfied after playing with Hua Yan and wants to kill me. Oh right, didn't you want to learn how to use the Needle of Destiny? In fact, you must learn how to circulate your energy before using the Needle of Destiny. Here's a blood chi pill for you. Once you consume it, your energy will appear in your body. After bidding farewell to Hua Yan, Qin Feng came to bid farewell to Chang Axian. Since the William family's mission was over, the Dragon Gate was holding a celebratory feast. Qin Feng had to return to his residence to attend the feast. Chang Axian stared at the fiery red pill in Qin Feng's hand. She was alarmed. What is this? It's as red as blood. Don't tell me you're trying to drug me. I won't eat it. Chang Xian's heart was still filled with resentment. Qin Feng really hooked up with Hua Yan. Moreover, the two of them even dared to have sex in the next room. Does he think I'm invisible? Qin Feng knew what Chang Xian was thinking, but he couldn't explain it in a short time. Since Hua Yan had promised Qin Feng to win Chang Xian's heart, Qin Feng didn't have to worry about it anymore. I'll leave the pill by your bed. You can eat it if you want, or throw it away if you don't. Chapter 684. Jindu City. Soaring Cloud Mansion. Dragon Sex Banquet was held here tonight. Soaring Cloud Mansion was Purple Dragon's territory. The banquet hall of Soaring Cloud Mansion was decorated with gold and jade, comparable to the palace. 2 rows of dining cars were filled with all kinds of delicacies, as well as expensive drinks and snacks. Many people had already gathered in Soaring Cloud Mansion, men and women of all kinds. These people were all members of Dragon Sect. Usually, they hid in the dark to complete difficult missions for China. Deserts, glaciers, forests, caves, there was no place that these super agents couldn't go, and there was no mission that China couldn't complete. Everyone present could be said to be extraordinary, and their contributions to Huaxia were also fruitful. Everyone was usually very busy, and they liked this kind of celebration banquet the most. The men all wore suits and leather shoes, their hair was meticulously combed, and their shoes were polished. Most of the women wore cheongsams and skirts, and some wore evening gowns. They were either rich ladies or sexy ladies. Vice Leader Song is here. Someone suddenly exclaimed in the crowd. The people who were flirting, chatting, and eating stopped what they were doing and walked toward the entrance of Soaring Cloud Mansion. Ha! Vice Leader Song, I haven't seen you for a few months, and you're getting younger. Vice Leader Song's aura changed again. It's only been a few months, did you break through again? Vice Leader Song, I'm the new member of Xian Group, Ling Tian. I'll be counting on you in the future. Song Chongqing wore a well-ironed suit that covered his beer belly. As the vice leader of Dragon Sect's Xian Group, his status was quite prominent. Now that he walked into the room, everyone surrounded him and fawned on him. Song Chongqing enjoyed the feeling of being the center of attention, but he pretended to be calm and deep. He didn't talk to anyone, but just nodded at them as a response. Brothers of Dragon Sect, tonight is to celebrate the success of Huang Group's vice leader Yan Wushuang and Dragon Sect's new member Qiao Feng. Everyone eat and have a good time tonight. I hope you'll work hard to complete the missions given to you by Dragon Sect in the future. The next reward will be given to some of you. Song Chongqing arrived at the very center of the hall. Only then did he raise his stance and say a few words. Everyone immediately applauded and cheered, giving Song Chongqing enough face. Not long after Song Chongqing arrived, 3 people walked into the Soaring Cloud Mansion, 2 men and 1 woman. The woman in the middle was tall and slender. She wore a tight black outfit that outlined the curves of her body incisively and vividly. Her purple wig was sexy and flamboyant. Many people were drooling when they saw the girl. She was the #1 beauty of the Dragon Gate, Yan Wushuang. She was also one of the 4 fairies of the capital. Many people had their eyes on her, but no one had ever succeeded in getting her. As soon as Yan Wushuang entered the Soaring Cloud Mansion, her gaze swept across the crowd. However, she didn't see Qin Feng's figure. Suddenly, her beautiful eyes dimmed. Lei Ming, the leader of the Huang Group, and Lu Yunyun, the instructor of the Huang Group, followed Yan Wushuang into the room. Lei Ming had a strong body and a neat crew cut. He looked very spirited. Lu Yunyun, on the other hand, had elegant long hair. His skin was fair and tender, and his behavior was gentle and weak. He looked like a girl. As soon as the three of them entered the room, everyone surrounded them with a smile. Vice Leader Yen, congratulations. You've made a great contribution to the Dragon Gate this time. Vice Leader Yen, I haven't seen you for a few days. You're getting more and more beautiful. Whoever can marry Vice Leader Yen must be blessed by 8 lifetimes. Most of the people that surrounded them were trying to flirt with Yen Wuxuang. Lei Ming and Lu Yunyun were ignored. Although their positions were one level higher than Yen Wuxuang's, they couldn't do anything about it. Yen Wuxuang's position in the Dragon Gate was small, but she was very famous. Some people walked into the Soaring Cloud Mansion one after another. However, they were all members of the Huang group or the Xian group. Their positions were equal, so they didn't cause a commotion like when Yen Wuxuang and Song Chongqing came in. This celebration banquet was a joint celebration between the Huang group and the Xian group. A leader of the Dragon Gate was needed to preside over the meeting. However, the leader of the Dragon Gate didn't come this time. It was said that Zilong of China was in charge of the meeting. Except for Zilong of China, the vice leader of the Xian group, Song Chongqing, had the highest position, followed by Lei Ming and Lu Yunyun, and then Yen Wuxuang. At this time, the crowd was also divided into 4 groups. Each of the 4 leaders was surrounded by a group of people. However, Yen Wuxuang was surrounded by the most people. Moreover, almost all of them were men. It was obvious that they were here to court Yen Wuxuang. Almost all the people that should come had arrived, but the banquet hadn't started yet. Some people had already begun to whisper to each other. They didn't know who Song Chongqing was waiting for, and Zilong of China hadn't shown up yet. However, the Soaring Cloud Mansion was Zilong's territory, so he was probably already there. There's someone else. Who is he? Why haven't I seen him before? He's definitely not from our Xian group. He's not from the Huang group either. I think he came to the wrong place. He doesn't know that the Soaring Cloud Mansion has been booked by the Dragon Sect tonight. He'll be chased away by the security guards soon. Just when everyone was discussing why the banquet hadn't started yet, a man slowly walked in from outside the door and attracted everyone's attention. The man was dressed in a white suit. He was well-built and had an extraordinary temperament. However, his appearance was too ordinary. Many people looked at him over and over again, but they still couldn't remember him. Hey! You've come to the wrong place. This place has been booked by the Dragon Sect tonight. Get out of here, you brat. As soon as Qin Feng entered the room, a man in a black suit jumped out. It was Ling Tian, who had just been promoted to the Xian group. He was still flattering Song Chongqing just now. There weren't many Dragon Sect banquets like this. There were only 5 or 6 banquets a year. During each banquet, everyone would try their best to show off their abilities so that the leaders and members of the groups would remember them. Seeing that Ling Tian had jumped out to show off, many people in the crowd shook their heads and sighed. Such a good opportunity to show off had been snatched away. Who booked this place? Qin Feng looked at Ling Tian with a smile. Humph. You'll be scared to death if I tell you. The Soaring Cloud Mansion has been booked by the Dragon Sect tonight. Get out of here, you brat. The people of the Dragon Sect were all arrogant. After all, the Dragon Sect was the most secretive organization in China. If you weren't arrogant, you would be letting down the name of the Dragon Sect. Ling Tian thought that Qin Feng would be scared out of his wits when he heard the 2 words Dragon Sect. He didn't expect Qin Feng to remain calm and said with a smile, "Oh, so it's the Dragon Sect who booked this place. Then I'm not in the wrong place." Everyone was stunned. Why do I feel that this brat is a bit stupid? After Ling Tian came back to his senses, his expression turned cold and he asked, "You're from the Dragon Sect? Why haven't I seen you before?" "I'm not from the Dragon Sect." "Of course you haven't seen me before, Qin Feng said as a matter of fact. Ling Tian felt that he was fooled. He was instantly enraged. You're not from the dragon sect, and you said you're in the right place. I think you're here to look for trouble, aren't you? You're courting death by looking for trouble with the dragon sect. How could Ling Tian keep his face after being fooled in public? He roared angrily and punched at Qin Feng. Rumble. A muffled sound echoed in the air. Everyone looked at Qin Feng with schadenfreude. It was as if they could see him flying out of the hall in the next second. Suddenly, the scene changed. Ling Tian was sent flying. Qin Feng stood with his hands behind his back and looked at everyone with a smile. Bang! Ling Tian fell heavily on the ground. Just the sound of his landing was enough to make people feel pain. Ling Tian felt as if his body was about to fall apart. He spat out a mouthful of blood as soon as he got up. Everyone was dumbfounded. Their jaws dropped to the ground. This place was booked by the dragon sect tonight. How could someone be so reckless and come looking for trouble with the dragon sect? Also, Ling Tian had just been promoted from the Huang group to the Xian group. He was at the peak of stage 7 inner chi. How could he be sent flying so easily? More than half of the people present didn't even know when Qin Feng attacked. The entire soaring cloud mansion fell into silence. Even the air seemed to freeze. Yan Wushuang was angry and anxious when she saw Qin Feng causing trouble as soon as he arrived. She wanted to rush up and scold Qin Feng. Song Chongqing, Lei Ming, and Lu Yunyun regained their senses. They stared at Qin Feng coldly. They knew Qiao Feng was Green Wolf. Not long ago, Green Wolf killed Qin Feng, who was a stage 9 inner chi expert, with one punch. Song Chongqing and the other two couldn't vent their anger because they were afraid that they couldn't defeat Green Wolf. Ahem. How dare you fight in the soaring cloud mansion? How dare you disrupt the dragon sect celebration party? Who are you? Vice Leader Song, you have to uphold justice for me. Ling Tian originally wanted to act cool in front of everyone, but in the end, he ended up being beaten into a retard. Everyone looked at Ling Tian sympathetically, but they didn't dare to say anything. Since the 4 leaders didn't say anything, how could they, the subordinates, make noise? Song Chongqing felt embarrassed, but Ling Tian added a stab to his face. Now, Song Chongqing had no choice but to stand up. Qiao Feng, why did you hurt him? Song Chongqing's expression was cold, and his body emitted a powerful aura. Qin Feng's expression changed slightly. Song Chongqing was a stage 9 inner chi expert. Qin Feng's understanding of stage 9 inner chi was blurred. Recently, he had met many stage 9 inner chi experts. Bai Yun was a stage 9 inner chi expert, and so was 9 Dragons of China. Even Song Chongqing was a stage 9 inner chi expert. However, Qin Feng realized that there was a big difference in their strength. Bai Yun didn't dare to say anything in front of Azure Dragon, but they were all stage 9 inner chi experts. Song Chongqing wasn't very powerful in Qin Feng's eyes. He was even confident that he could fight him to a draw. However, Song Chongqing was also a stage 9 inner chi expert. Therefore, the stage 9 inner chi wasn't divided so crudely. Qin Feng felt that he should ask someone when he had time. He attacked first. I was just defending myself. Song Chongqing's imposing manner intimidated many people, but it couldn't intimidate Qin Feng. Qin Feng's expression was still calm. There's a reason why I attacked. This place is reserved by the dragon sect tonight. I told you to get lost, so of course I had to attack, Ling Tian quickly quibbled. I'm here to participate in the dragon sect celebration banquet. Why should I leave? Qin Feng curled his lips and said. You said that you're not a member of the dragon sect, so what right do you have to participate in the celebration banquet? You're obviously here to cause trouble. Ling Tian thought that Qin Feng's brain had a problem. He was confused by Qin Feng's words. Qin Feng also thought that Ling Tian was an idiot. He smiled and said, "Indeed, I'm not a member of the dragon sect now. However, the dragon sect is holding a celebration banquet for me tonight. During the celebration banquet, they will officially invite me to join the dragon sect." Ling Tian almost spat out a mouthful of blood again. This time, Qin Feng didn't attack, but Ling Tian felt that his internal injuries were worse than before. The hall suddenly became noisy. Everyone discussed Qin Feng with different expressions. It turned out that this ordinary-looking man was the main character of the night. Chapter 685. Are you fucking crazy? Why didn't you make it clear from the start? Otherwise, would this have happened? Ling Tian was so angry that he yelled at the top of his lungs. Qin Feng's expression didn't change. He said calmly, "You didn't ask clearly. Why should I make it clear to you? Anyway, you're the one getting beaten up, not me. I think this is pretty good." Qin Feng was strong and had a silver tongue. He definitely had the potential to dominate the martial arts world. Ling Tian was so angry that he almost vomited blood. He already regretted jumping out and acting tough. If he could do it over again, he would definitely give this chance to someone else. Humph. You're just a newbie who hasn't joined the dragon sect yet, and you dare to be so arrogant. Group leader Song, you saw it, right? Please uphold justice for me. Ling Tian knew he wasn't Qin Feng's opponent, so he asked Song Chongqing to step in. The relationship within the dragon sect was complicated. Each group fought openly and secretly. When the dragon sect was first established, the Heaven, Earth, Profound, and Yellow groups didn't have different levels. Later on, because the Heaven group completed the most missions, their status became higher and higher. They became the leader of the 4 groups, followed by the Earth group. The Black and Yellow group's mission completion rates weren't that different, but because the Black group used to be stronger than the Yellow group, the Black group was now 1 level higher than the Yellow group. Not only was Song Chongqing more powerful in front of Lei Ming and Lu Yunyun, but even the members of the Black group snorted at the members of the Yellow group. The Black group's vice group leader Song Chongqing had the highest status. Ling Tian didn't believe he couldn't control Qin Feng. Just wait to die, brat. Vice group leader Song, Xiao Feng just made a contribution, and as a newbie, he doesn't know some of the dragon sect's rules. I think this matter should end here. Before Song Chongqing could speak, Yan Wushuang stood up. As soon as she stood up, everyone around her gasped. Yan Wushuang was famous for being a lone ranger. She did everything alone and didn't like to interact with others. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been given the title of the capital's cold fairy. Who would have thought that such a cold and heartless woman would stand up and plead with Song Chongqing for a newbie like Xiao Feng? Deputy Team Leader Song, Deputy Team Leader Yen is right. Tonight is a festive day, so let's forget about this matter. Hee, alright, since the 2 heroes are here tonight, let's officially start the banquet. Tonight is the Huang group's big day, and so many brothers from the Xian group are here too. Let's eat, drink, and have a good time. Lu Yunyun and Lei Ming stood up. Not long ago, the 2 of them had allied with Song Chongqing to suppress Xiao Feng in the Dragon's Gate's base in Martial Artist Town. Only a few days had passed, and the 2 of them immediately changed their stance. This was because they did not expect Xiao Feng to successfully complete the William family's mission. Now that Xiao Feng had brought glory to the Huang group, the 2 leaders of the Huang group naturally had to stand up for him. As the instructors and team leaders of the Huang group, they had to swallow their anger and listen to Song Chongqing. They had been unhappy for a long time, but they couldn't find a chance to retaliate. Now that the opportunity had come, the two of them immediately changed their attitude. Lei Ming didn't even ask for Song Chongqing's opinion. He even specifically said that tonight was the Huang Group celebration banquet, and that the brothers of the Xian Group were able to enjoy it because of the Huang Group. Some people understood the hidden meaning, while others didn't. However, Song Chongqing clearly understood. He was suddenly thrown to the side by Lei Ming and Lu Yunyun. He was so angry that his eyeballs almost popped out. "Hey! Who told you to disperse? Our deputy team leader Song hasn't said anything yet, so who said the celebration banquet has officially started? All of you, stand properly." Ling Tian looked at Song Chongqing's cold expression and immediately understood the situation. He had just joined the Xian Group, so he immediately wanted to express his sincerity. He helped Song Chongqing yell out the words that he couldn't say. This yell scared everyone, and the cheering crowd immediately quietened down. Song Chongqing was so angry that his nose was crooked. He had already been slapped in the face, so he could only swallow his anger. However, Ling Tian pulled the matter back and pushed Song Chongqing to the edge of the cliff. If there wasn't anyone else here, Song Chongqing really wanted to slap this idiot Ling Tian to death. Lei Ming and Lu Yunyun were slightly stunned, but very quickly, the corner of their mouth raised into a smile. They felt that it was enough to slap Song Chongqing's face, or else it wouldn't look good for everyone. However, an idiot came out of the Xian Group and pushed Song Chongqing's face out for them to slap. If they didn't slap him, they would be letting Ling Tian down. Deputy Team Leader Song, what do you mean by this? Do you really want to make things difficult for our Huang Group? Deputy Team Leader Song, today is the Huang Group's big day. Qiao Feng has officially joined the Dragon Gate and become a member of our Huang Group. You want to bully him again and again, don't tell me you have something against me and Instructor Lu. Lu Yunyun and Lei Ming vented out the anger they had been holding in for a long time. That feeling wasn't too good, it was even more exciting than rolling in bed. Song Chongqing's face was already the color of a pig's liver. His hands behind his back were clenched into fists, and his nails had already sunk into his flesh. Ling Tian suddenly felt that something was wrong. He originally wanted to use Song Chongqing's position to suppress Qiao Feng, but why did he suddenly anger the two leaders of the Huang Group? Ling Tian felt that he had made a mistake, and was so scared that his legs were trembling. He quickly thought of a way to make up for his stupidity, and said, Deputy Team Leader Song, I think what Team Leader Lei and Instructor Lu said is very reasonable. I was indeed too excited just now, I should have clearly asked Brother Qiao Feng's identity. Tonight is a celebration feast specially for Brother Qiao Feng, I apologize to Brother Qiao Feng. Also, Team Leader Lei, Instructor Lu, don't be angry. I think this matter should end here. Ling Tian didn't think that a few words of his would cause the situation to develop into a battle between the Huang Group and the Xian Group's higher-ups. How could a small follower like him bear this kind of responsibility? Ling Tian took the initiative to apologize to Qin Feng, and even apologize to Lu Yunyun and Lei Ming. He didn't dare to think too much and just hoped that this matter would end quickly. Qin Feng, Lu Yunyun, and the others were all amused by Ling Tian. They even suspected that this person was a spy hidden in the Xian Group. In the end, he was one of them. If Qin Feng had known earlier, he would have been more lenient. Song Chongqing stood on the spot, and he was so angry that his teeth made cracking sounds. Ling Tian was now a member of the Xian Group, and he publicly apologized to Qin Feng and the Huang Group's team leader instructor. Wasn't this the same as the Xian Group lowering their heads to the Huang Group? You bastard, get the hell away from me. Song Chongqing could not hold it in any longer and sent a kick towards Ling Tian. Rumble. With a loud sound, Song Changxing's stage 9 inner chi surged and collapsed. Ling Yun's body was like a kite with a broken string, directly flying out and smashing into the wall of the hole. This time, he couldn't even pull himself out. The Xian group wasn't made up of idiots like Ling Tian, otherwise, the Xian group would really be crippled. At this time, a white figure suddenly flashed and jumped out from the group behind Song Changxing. The man was wearing a white suit, even whiter than Qin Feng's suit. He had an imposing appearance, and he was staring coldly at Qin Feng. "Qiao Feng, right? My name is Yun Fan. You injured a member of my Xian group. This matter won't end so easily. I'll fight you." As Yun Fan's voice fell, his figure had already shot out. He slapped both of his palms together, and the air instantly emitted a violent wind-breaking sound. The Xian group's vice team leader Song Changxing was furious. Everyone in the Xian group could see that they were about to jump out and pressure the Huang group, but Yun Fan was one step faster. Qin Feng stood with his hands behind his back, and his expression didn't change. The moment Yun Fan made his move, everyone could see his strength. His inner chi was at the peak of stage 8 inner chi. Yun Fan was said to be one of the most outstanding people in the Xian group. His mission completion rate was as high as 80%, and he was also one of the best in the group. As long as he was given a few more years, it was only a matter of time before he stepped into the stage 9 inner chi that all martial artists yearned for. Even Lu Yunyun and Lei Ming were a little nervous when such an expert suddenly attacked. Yan Wushuang even cried out in alarm, reminding Qin Feng to be careful. Qin Feng's expression didn't change, and he didn't react to Yun Fan's approach. If it was the Qin Feng from 2 hours ago, he would definitely have a headache facing a peak stage 8 inner chi expert. At that time, Qin Feng was only a stage 7 inner chi expert, and he could at most fight a peak stage 8 inner chi expert. Moreover, the battle would be extremely fierce, and he wouldn't be able to defeat a stage 8 inner chi expert easily. However, 2 hours ago, Qin Feng had used the essence gathering pill from Xiao Yao to break through to stage 8 inner chi. As a stage 8 inner chi expert, Qin Feng could easily defeat a stage 9 inner chi expert. Therefore, when he sensed that Song Changxing was a stage 9 inner chi expert, he didn't take him seriously. Yun Fan had already arrived beside Qin Feng, and his fist was less than 5 centimeters away from the tip of Qin Feng's nose. The hall fell into a deathly silence. The members of the Huang group and the Xian group had different expressions on their faces. Half of them were frightened, and the other half were gloating. Bang! That muffled sound finally spread out, and it was even more violent than expected. However, the scene was unexpected. Qin Feng stood in his original position without moving, while Yun Fan, who attacked like a ferocious tiger, was sent flying. When everyone could see his figure again, he was also stuck in the wall, landing beside Ling Tian. What's going on? What did I miss? Why was Yun Fan sent flying? This doesn't make sense. Who is Qiao Feng? He defeated a stage 8 inner chi expert with one punch. Are you sure he's a new member of the Huang group? All sorts of exclamations and discussions broke out in the surroundings. Everyone was stunned by Qin Feng's strength. If Qiao Feng could send a stage 8 inner chi expert flying with one punch, then he must be a stage 9 inner chi expert. How many stage 9 inner chi experts were there in China? Why did one appear out of nowhere? Moreover, this person was too young. Song Changxing was dumbfounded. He knew that Green Wolf was a stage 9 inner chi expert, but there was a very detailed division between stage 9 inner chi experts. Qin Feng's strength was much stronger than Song Changxing had expected. Song Changxing didn't dare to attack Qin Feng anymore. He could only stand there and swallow his anger. The black marble floor beneath his feet cracked under his feet. Lei Ming and Lu Yunduan heaved a sigh of relief. They were glad that they had chosen the right path. If they had joined forces with Song Chongqing to suppress Qin Feng, they might not have been able to defeat him. Qin Feng dared to attack people in the soaring cloud mansion. This was Zilong's territory, so they wouldn't believe that Qin Feng didn't have a powerful backer. Yan Wushuang finally relaxed. She gritted her teeth in anger. Chapter 686. Everyone was shocked when Qin Feng sent Yun Fan, a stage 8 inner chi expert, flying with one punch. Song Chongqing's wrinkled face was as long as a donkey's face. However, he didn't dare to vent his anger because he couldn't figure out Qiao Feng's true strength. Song Chongqing didn't dare to speak, and the members of the black group didn't even dare to let out a fart. They were glad that Yun Fan had taken the opportunity to show off. Ha ha ha. Vice Group Leader Song, how did your black group cultivate so many idiots? You didn't even say anything, and they're already jumping up and down. They don't respect you, the Vice Group Leader. Lei Ming came back to his senses and couldn't help but laugh. Lu Yunyun was also very excited. He added, Vice Group Leader Song, is there something wrong with the way you manage your subordinates? Just take it that our young hero Qiao Feng taught your two subordinates a lesson. Vice Group Leader Song, you don't need to thank us, we're all brothers. The two leaders of the yellow group mocked Song Chongqing openly, and the members of the yellow group also laughed. They were usually suppressed by the black group. They threw all kinds of arduous and unrewarding missions to the yellow group like garbage. Sometimes, when the missions were completed, the rewards were taken by the black group. From the leaders to the members of the yellow group, they had long been unhappy with the black group. They had tolerated them for so long, and today, Qiao Feng finally helped them vent their anger. The members of the yellow group couldn't help but laugh 3 times. The laughter stopped abruptly, and everyone's expression changed drastically. The hall was suddenly covered with a strange aura. That aura was surging and majestic, like thunder and lightning rolling over. Many people's inner chi was bound in an instant. If an enemy attacked them at this time, these people would not even have a chance to resist. Lu Yunyun and Lei Ming couldn't breathe under the pressure of this powerful aura. Yan Wushuang's face turned pale. Qin Feng, who stood in the center of the hall, also had a change of expression. He was too familiar with this aura. It was Zilong. Who dares to cause trouble in the soaring cloud mansion? You even injured 2 members of the Dragon Sex Black group. You really don't know your place. A majestic voice came from the sky, but the speaker couldn't be seen. The people of the Dragon's Gate were frightened. They quickly looked around, feeling as though they were facing a great enemy. Qin Fen had already calmed down. This wasn't the first time he had met Zilong. This old man really liked to act pretentious. Every time he came out, he would make such a big scene and make himself very mysterious. Didn't he feel tired? Su Xiaotian clearly knew Qiao Feng, but he pretended not to know him. The last time Ouyang Feng beat Su Xiaotian up in the soaring cloud manner, it was a complete slap to his face. However, no one dared to spread this matter because everyone wanted to live a little longer. No one dared to spread Zilong's scandal. It was as if the matter of Zilong being beaten up did not happen at all. It did not cause any commotion, and none of the dragon sect members present knew about it. However, Su Xiaotian did not plan to let Qiao Feng off so easily. This celebration banquet should have been hosted by one of the Dragon Gate's superiors, but Zilong volunteered to host it. He wanted revenge. He was the purple dragon Su Xiaotian, one of the 9 dragons of China. He wanted to regain his dignity in the same place. He wanted to beat Qiao Feng up, rumble. Suddenly, a muffled sound came from the sky above the hall like a flash of thunder. This loud sound was accompanied by a dark shadow. The dark shadow was as fast as lightning. It fell from the sky and landed on the ground in an instant. The man wore a gray Taoist robe that fluttered in the wind. His old and dignified face was exposed in the air. He is Hua. China. Zilong. Rumble. Someone in the crowd exclaimed. Like a sudden clap of thunder, the crowd burst into an uproar. China's purple dragon, Su Xiaotian. It's really him. Woo! I finally saw one of the 9 dragons of China. I've been in the dragon sect for more than 10 years, and I finally saw one of them. The appearance of Zilong brought an unprecedented shock to the crowd. Even the scene when Song Chongqing and Yan Wushuang arrived couldn't compare to 1/10 of the current chaos. The 9 dragons of Huaxia were all mysterious and rare. They were like dragons that only showed their heads but not their tails. They represented the 9 strongest experts of Huaxia. Any warrior that practiced martial arts in the secular world hoped to see the 9 dragons of Huaxia because everyone wanted to see how powerful the strongest experts of Huaxia were. Su Xiaotian seemed to enjoy the crowd's shock and excitement. He stood in front of Chao Feng and didn't rush to speak. He let the crowd shout and shout like crazy. Although Su Xiaotian hadn't made his move yet, the vigorous momentum in the hall and Zilong's domineering entrance had subdued most of the people. The 9 dragons of China were indeed worthy of their reputation. Only with such strength could they be immortal in the world of acting tough. The moment Qin Feng saw Zilong, he knew Zilong was here to cause trouble for him. Since that was the case, Qin Feng didn't want to be courteous with Zilong anymore. He shouted impatiently, "You old fart, will you die if you don't act tough? You always fly down from the 3rd floor. Be careful that you don't fall to your death." Qin Feng's words shattered everyone's hearts. Is there something wrong with this guy's brain? Even if Chao Feng defeated Yun Fan and Ling Tian in a domineering manner, how dare he blaspheme Zilong? Everyone could already imagine Chao Feng's miserable ending. Su Xiaotian's body trembled under his gray robe. He was so angry that he almost fell to the ground. Ouyang Feng was present at the Soaring Cloud Mansion, so Su Xiaotian had no choice but to swallow his anger. These days, Su Xiaotian had sent people to keep an eye on Ouyang Feng. He was sure that the old monster, Ouyang Feng, had left and wouldn't suddenly return. Without Ouyang Feng to back Chao Feng up, Su Xiaotian wasn't afraid of Chao Feng. You're courting death. Su Xiaotian didn't like Qin Feng for just a day or two. Ever since he was beaten by Ouyang Feng, Zilong couldn't eat or sleep. Su Xiaotian didn't waste time talking nonsense. Suddenly, a withered old palm emerged from his gray robe. He was 5 to 6 meters away from Qin Feng, but the distance disappeared in an instant. In the blink of an eye, Su Xiaotian's palm was about to land on Qin Feng's chest. Rumble. When the palm landed, the air was filled with the sound of wind breaking. Unfortunately, Zilong's palm hit nothing but air. He actually hit nothing but air. The atmosphere instantly dropped to a freezing point. Everyone was waiting to see Zilong turn Chao Feng into a bloody mist. Even if it wasn't that exaggerated, it should at least break all of Chao Feng's ribs and collarbone. In the end, Zilong hit nothing but air. Was this the power of China's 9 dragons? This Zilong couldn't be a fake, could he? Su Xiaotian was dumbfounded. He even forgot to retract his palm. Su Xiaotian stared at his palm blankly. There was no one in front of him. Even if he didn't use his full strength, it was at least 80% of his strength. How could he hit nothing but air? Old man, are you playing Tai Chi? How could your palm touch me when it's so slow? If there's nothing else, go home and rest. We still need to hold a celebration party. There's a generation gap between us at your age. Why don't you go out and turn left to dance in the square? Qin Feng didn't know when he arrived at the row of dining cars. He rested one arm on the dining car and held a goblet in his other hand. He was leisurely savoring the high-end red wine. Su Xiaotian's lungs almost exploded from the sight of it. Whoosh! Su Xiaotian didn't waste any time. He suddenly disappeared into thin air. In the next second, Su Xiaotian reappeared beside the dining car Qin Feng was leaning against. He slammed his palm down and the dining car fell to the ground. However, Qin Feng was no longer there. Qin Feng wore the blue-grade white cloud boots and activated the sacred azure battle armor. He had just broken through to stage 8 inner chi, so his current speed was so fast that even he was afraid of it. Qin Feng sensed Zilong's inner chi. It was so dense that it sent chills down his spine. He knew he wasn't Zilong's match. Fortunately, Qin Feng's speed was on par with Zilong's. He couldn't beat Zilong, but he could outrun him. Bang! Zilong slammed his palm again and reappeared more than 10 meters away. He missed again. Bang! 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 The sound of wind breaking in the hall didn't stop. Zilong and Qin Feng were playing a game of cat and mouse. Both of them were so fast that they only left afterimages in the eyes of the audience. Everyone couldn't pinpoint the two's positions at all, but from the sound of the wind breaking, everyone knew that Zilong had missed again. Missed again, missed again. Why was Zilong so fucking weak? He missed every time. Did he miss on purpose? The entire soaring cloud mansion fell into a very strange atmosphere. 5 minutes ago, China's purple dragon, Su Xiaotian, was high and mighty in everyone's heart. 5 minutes later, everyone questioned Zilong's strength. Did China's 9 dragons not enter the competition with their strength? Was there some shady deal involved? Everyone had different thoughts. Fortunately, Zilong couldn't read people's minds. Otherwise, he would have been pissed to death. Whoosh! A white light flashed. Qin Feng leaped into the air and landed on the wall. Yun Fan and Ling Tian were still stuck in the wall. Boom! Qin Feng's figure flashed, and Zilong's palm fell. This palm caused the marble on the wall to shatter, and Ling Tian and Yun Fan, who were trapped in the wall, were filled with fear. They could not escape even if they wanted to. Seeing Zilong's palm strike land on their bodies, the two of them began to vomit blood. Qin Feng flashed again and came to Song Changxing's side. Song Changxing's face suddenly changed. Just as he felt the danger, his body flew out half a second later. His whole body was stuck in the wall and couldn't fall. Zilong's eyes were red, and he even fell into a state of half-madness. His hands slapped back and forth, and the air was ringing non-stop. The people in the hall didn't dare to stand in the same place. They quickly found a safer place to hide. But even so, from time to time, someone was suddenly slapped out, and all of them were members of the Xian group. Some were hanging from the chandeliers on the ceiling, some were stuck in the ceiling, and some people flew out of the main door and landed directly on the busy street dozens of meters away. When they got up, they suddenly felt like they were teleported. Chapter 687. Roar. Suddenly, an angry roar sounded in the air, like a dragon's roar. Zilong chased after Qin Fen for more than 10 minutes, but in the end, he couldn't even touch a hair on Qin Fen's body. He was completely enraged, and his roar was like thunder, causing many people to kneel on the ground. Qiao Feng, I, Purple Dragon Su Xiaotian, hereby issue a death invitation in front of everyone from the dragon sect. 1 month later, we'll fight to the death at the top of the cliff. Bang! The roar was followed by another muffled sound. At some point, Zilong was standing in the middle of the hole. He seemed to have jumped down from the third floor as the ground shook slightly when he landed. The marble under his feet quickly cracked around him, and a moment later, the entire hall, which was more than 1,000 square meters of marble, cracked. There was dead silence all around. Everyone was stunned by Zilong's words. Su Xiaotian was actually forced by Qiao Feng to issue a life and death invitation. The Dragon Gate's life and death invitation was very particular. The other party must accept the challenger's challenge without any reason. There were no rules in this kind of challenge, and the Dragon Gate was not responsible for any casualties. It was a battle of life and death. If a life and death invitation was powerful, then Zilong's was even more so. This was because China's 9 dragons 5 tigers were not static. As long as someone challenged the 9 dragons 5 tigers and defeated them, they could be promoted to become the new 9 dragons 5 tigers. However, this challenge could not be issued at any time. It would only be publicly changed once every 5 years. However, if one of the current 9 dragons or 5 tigers took the initiative to issue a challenge, then as long as the challenge defeated the challenger, they could take over the challenger's position at any time. In other words, if Qin Feng defeated Su Xiaotian in a month's time, the Purple Dragon of China would no longer be Su Xiaotian but Purple Dragon Qiao Feng. Purple Dragon Qiao Feng, how pleasing to the ears. The hall was filled with cries of surprise. This kind of opportunity was too difficult to come by. The name of China's 9 dragons was too resounding. As long as it was a Chinese martial artist, who wouldn't want to become one of the 5 tigers of the 9 dragons? If this kind of opportunity to be challenged fell into everyone's hands, even if they knew they couldn't beat Zilong, they would still risk their lives to try. However, Qin Fen did not understand the rules involved. He only felt that Zilong had issued the life and death invitation to kill him. You fool, why would I want to have a life and death battle with you? You're already so old. I think you can live for another 3 to 5 years at most. I'm still young and in my prime. I still have a lot of time to pick up girls. You can go and be jealous. Qin Feng's voice floated down from the 3rd floor. Everyone looked up with astonished expressions. They didn't know what Qiao Feng was thinking. Su Xiaotian's chest heaved violently. It wasn't because he was tired from chasing Qin Feng, but because he was angered by Qin Feng. I've already issued the death invitation, and all the members of the Dragon's Gate present can testify for me. If Qiao Feng doesn't fight me to the death in a month's time, I'll have the Dragon's Gate issue a wanted order to kill Qiao Feng. Su Xiaotian's voice was cold and filled with killing intent. As soon as he finished speaking, he disappeared from the hole. No one knew where he went. After Zilong left, the powerful aura in the hall also dissipated. Those who were hiding in the corners and under the tables finally heaved a sigh of relief. These people were the elites of the Dragon's Gate, China's super agents. Now, they were all scared like mice. If this scene was seen by others, they'd definitely think they were dreaming. The hall was a mess because of Zilong's song. Chongqing lost all his face. He hung on the wall for a while and finally fell down. Everyone's gaze towards Qin Feng changed. The yellow group members' eyes lit up, and their gazes were filled with worship and reverence. The black group members sneakily swept a few glances at Qin Feng, as if they were extremely afraid of Qin Feng. Vice Group Leader Song, are you okay? When Song Chongqing landed, the members of the black group surrounded him. Song Chongqing was slapped by Zilong, and his inner qi was messed up. He didn't expect the celebration banquet to turn out like this. If he knew it would be so embarrassing, he wouldn't have come. Wasn't it supposed to be a show-off? Let's go. Song Chongqing stood up, glared at Qiao Feng, Lu Yunyun, and Lei Ming, and left in a huff. The members of the black group followed. These people used to look down on the members of the yellow group and look down on them. But now, they didn't even have the courage to raise their heads and look at the members of the yellow group. All of them ran out dejectedly. "Aw! Awesome, this is so awesome. Big Brother Chow Fong, you're the big brother of the yellow group from now on. We'll follow you. Big Brother Chow Fong, what's your strength? Even Zilong couldn't hit you. Why didn't you attack just now?" Only the members of the yellow group were left in the soaring cloud mansion. Everyone suddenly jumped up and screamed. The scene was even more lively than the new year. Qin Feng was surrounded by everyone, and the members of the Huang group all started to flatter Qin Feng. Lu Yunyun and Lei Ming were directly ignored. The two of them were a bit unhappy, but they didn't dare to show it. The two of them were deeply intimidated by Qiao Feng's strength. "Ha! Since everyone is willing to call me Big Brother, I'll definitely protect you from now on. Just now, someone asked me why I didn't attack Su Xiaotian. That's a good question. Su Xiaotian is already in his 60s, so how could I attack him? I've been adhering to the traditional virtues of respecting the old and loving the young since I was young. Otherwise, I could have knocked that old fart out with one palm." Qin Feng started to boast again. Yan Wushuang stood in a corner and couldn't help but laugh when she saw Qin Feng boasting without any preparation. That laugh was short-lived, but it was enough to topple a city. The members of the yellow group were even more impressed by Qiao Feng. In the whole of China, Qiao Feng was probably the only person who dared to call Zilong an old fart. Qin Feng accompanied everyone and bragged for a while, making the members of the yellow group dizzy. Now that only the members of the yellow group were left in the hall, everyone had no scruples and the atmosphere became lively. Although half of the dining cars were flipped over by Zilong, there were still many cars that were in good condition. The members of the yellow group didn't mind. They picked all kinds of food and red wine, tasted them, and boasted to flirt with girls. The atmosphere was very lively. Lu Yunyun and Lei Ming were gratified when they saw this scene. "Big Brother Qiao, I'm Zhang Ye. I'll be following you from now on. I hope Big Brother Qiao can forgive me." A shifty-eyed man suddenly came up to Qin Feng and greeted him respectfully. Qin Feng glanced at the man. He was a stage 6 inner chi martial artist. Sure. As long as you follow me wholeheartedly, I promise I won't mistreat you." Now that Qin Feng wanted to complete the founder's mission, he needed to start gathering more people. This man called Zhang Ye seemed to be quite clever, so he could be trained. "Don't worry, Big Brother Qiao. Since I, Zhang Ye, am following you, if I have any disloyalty in the future, I'll be struck by lightning." Zhang Ye's expression suddenly became serious. He even raised 3 fingers and swore. Qin Feng nodded his head in satisfaction. He threw a chi-strengthening pill to Zhang Ye and said, "This is a greeting gift. I'll look for you if I need anything in the future." Zhang Ye didn't think that Qiao Feng would really accept him as a follower. He looked at the gift from Big Brother Qiao and was so shocked that he almost fell to the ground. "Fuck. Big Brother Qiao, did you give me the wrong thing? This is..." Zhang Ye was so shocked that he couldn't even speak properly. Qin Feng didn't wait for him to finish and directly interrupted him, "Don't be so shocked. It's not good to let others know. Keep this pill for yourself and find a good opportunity to break through to stage 7 inner chi." Zhang Ye still hadn't come back to his senses. He knew that he had followed the right person this time. Qiao Feng's strength was unfathomable, and he was so generous. This was a grade 4 chi strengthening pill. Not only was it priceless, but it was also in short supply. Many people couldn't buy it even if they had the money. This time, Zhang Ye was really determined to follow Qiao Feng until his death. It was as if he could already see the future where he would follow Big Brother Qiao and dominate the martial arts world. After giving the qi-strengthening pill, Qin Feng ran to find Yan Wushuang. Yan Wushuang didn't seem to like crowds and liveliness. Everyone gathered together and had fun. She sat in a corner alone with a bottle of red wine in her hand. Team leader Yan, why don't you join us? Qin Feng came over with a bottle of red wine. You guys have fun. Don't worry about me. Yan Wushuang glanced at Qin Feng and didn't say much. Come, let's have a toast. Tonight's celebration party is prepared for both of us. Qin Feng raised his wine glass. Yan Wushuang clinked glasses with Qin Feng. The two of them looked at each other and smiled. By the way, team leader Yan, I've officially joined the dragon sect. From now on, you'll be in charge of me. If there's a mission, we can continue to work together. Qin Feng took the initiative to chat. Last time, Little Pig was struck by lightning. In a fit of anger, he gave Qin Feng the mission of flirting with his boss. Qin Feng was in trouble. Now, Qin Feng needed to work harder. Yan Wushuang's beautiful eyes lit up. When she heard that Qin Feng took the initiative to ask to be assigned to her team and continue working with her in the future, her heart was filled with warmth. In fact, it could be said that the William family's mission was all thanks to Qin Feng. Yan Wushuang didn't do much. She was basking in Qin Feng's light. Didn't you complain that I'm holding you back? Aren't you afraid now? Yan Wushuang was too embarrassed to agree directly. She put on a look as if she needed to think about it. Hee, I was a bit of a hindrance, but there are benefits to working with group leader Yan. I can continue to live in your villa. Who knows, maybe one night group leader Yan won't be able to endure the long nights. Then, I'll have picked up a big bargain. Qin Feng didn't even stay serious for a minute before he started to become frivolous again. Go to hell. Yan Wushuang stepped on Qin Feng under the table. Her delicate and pretty face blushed. No one knew whether it was because of the red wine or because she was really shy. At this moment, Yan Wushuang was charming and sexy. Every move she made was seductive like a mature woman. Many members of the Huang group were stealing glances at Yan Wushuang. When they saw that Qiao Feng had settled team leader Yan so quickly, they were once again impressed by Qiao Feng. Chapter 688. Qin Feng's expression changed slightly and became serious. Prince William disappeared. What's going on? Ever since Qin Feng had captured Prince William and learned about the William family's secret plan, he had not been concerned about this matter. Initially, he wanted to ask Yan Wushuang about the progress of the ancient warrior ruins exploration after he was done. He did not expect Yan Wushuang to suddenly release such shocking news. Yan Wushuang sighed and continued. After Prince William was captured, the people of Dragon Gate interrogated him overnight, but he refused to say anything. They interrogated him until the third day, but there was still no progress. Finally, on the third night, Prince William mysteriously disappeared from the secret chamber. There was no trace of him, so we haven't found him yet. Qin Feng's expression became serious and said, Is it Professor Mike's doing? They haven't left China yet. Yan Wushuang's eyes lit up. She looked at Qin Feng with admiration and said, You think the same as me. Only a level 5 spatial ability user, Mike, can rescue Prince William without leaving any traces. Have you told the Dragon Sect about this? How are they going to deal with it? Qin Feng still had a mission to stop the William family's plan. It seemed like this mission was very difficult. I've reported it to the Dragon Sect. As for how they are going to deal with it, it's not our concern. Furthermore, our mission this time is to catch the people from the William family who infiltrated China. We captured Prince William and found out the William family's plan behind the scenes. Prince William was rescued from the secret chamber, but this has nothing to do with us. You don't have to worry about this matter. I'm just telling you so that you can understand the latest developments. Yan Wuxuang did not have any feelings for the William family. She only came into contact with the William family to complete the dragon sex mission. Now that she had completed her mission, she no longer cared about the family. Qin Fen pondered for a while. He had no idea how to stop the William family's mission, so he changed the topic. By the way, you guys keep talking about the dragon sex peak. Who are they? What level are they? I haven't seen any of them yet. The information about the dragon sex peak was an internal secret. Qin Fen had not officially joined the dragon sect, so Yan Wuxuang could not tell him much. Now, she could tell him. Apart from the 9 dragons and 5 tigers, the dragon sect has 12 peaks. Although the 9 dragons and 5 tigers are members of the dragon sect, they only carry out missions and do not have any real authority. The ones who can truly control part of the authority are the 12 upper peaks. Qin Feng was slightly surprised. The dragon sect has 12 peaks. That's quite a lot. Yan Wuxuang nodded and continued, I've only met 3 of the 12 peak masters at 3 different banquets. I heard that the 12 peak masters are all at stage 9 inner chi, but they're not as powerful as the 9 dragons and 5 tigers. Qin Feng immediately thought of the difference between stage 9 inner chi. They were both stage 9 inner chi, but the difference was huge. Oh right, Captain Yan, do you know anything about stage 9 inner chi? Are there more subdivisions? Since the 12 upper peaks are all stage 9 inner chi, why can't they defeat the 9 dragons and 5 tigers? Yan Wuxuang furrowed her brows. She had been wondering about this for a long time, but no one knew the reason as she hadn't reached stage 9 inner chi. I don't know either. Unless you ask a stage 9 inner chi expert, I don't know many stage 9 inner chi experts. Even if I know them, I'm not familiar with them. They might not even tell me. Qin Feng thought that if Yan Wuxuang knew, he would ask her. Now that Yan Wuxuang didn't know either, Qin Feng decided to ask Shimen Chui Shua or Ouyang Feng when there was no one else around. Qin Feng and Yan Wuxuang chatted for a while. Now, Qin Feng had a better understanding of the dragon sect of China. Although the dragon sect looked glamorous on the outside, its internal strife was very fierce. Just like the fight between the Huang group and the Xian group, it wasn't a rare thing. It happened every now and then in the dragon sect. The Heaven group and the Earth group also had conflicts from time to time. Even the 12 peak masters were constantly fighting against each other, let alone the 9 dragons and 5 tigers. They didn't like to meet each other, but once they did, there would always be a fight. After talking about business, Qin Feng started to tease Yan Wuxuang again. Yan Wuxuang was embarrassed and annoyed. Her pretty face was as red as a big apple. She kicked Qin Feng's leg under the table. Now that their legs were entangled, Yan Wuxuang couldn't pull herself away even if she wanted to. You pervert! Let go of me now! Yan Wuxuang glared at Qin Feng angrily. If it was any other man, Yan Wuxuang would have fought him to the death. Qin Feng pulled Yan Wuxuang's leg over and grabbed it. He didn't care if Yan Wuxuang agreed or not. Qin Feng kept touching her. Team leader Yan, you've been working hard recently. I'll give you a massage. Don't kick me, or I won't be able to hit you. Yan Wuxuang was wearing a tight black suit. Her legs were long and straight. Qin Feng was very happy to massage them. Yan Wuxuang was so angry that she gnashed her teeth. She wanted to stomp Qin Feng to death. TSK. Big brother Qiao Feng is really amazing. Not only is he good at martial arts, but he's also good at picking up girls. He just joined the Huang group today, and he already got the Grim Fairy, team leader Yen. Sigh. If only we had 1/10 of Big Brother Qiao's ability. Seeing Qin Feng and Yen Wuxuang flirting in the corner, everyone shook their heads and sighed. They were full of envy. Yen Wuxuang also noticed that everyone was looking at her. She was so anxious that she didn't know where to put her hands. However, no matter how much strength she exerted, she couldn't get away from Qin Feng's big hand. Because she struggled too hard, Qin Feng touched places that he shouldn't touch a few times. Qiao Feng, are you going to let go or not? Yen Wuxuang was really angry. It wasn't because Qin Feng took advantage of her, but because the members of the Huang group were peeking at her. This made Yen Wuxuang feel very uncomfortable. Team leader Yen, don't be so angry. You know that I'm a miracle doctor. Let me give you a piece of advice as a doctor. If you're too angry, you'll suffer from insomnia and may even get constipation. Think about it, you're a beautiful young lady. If you sit on the toilet for a long time and can't take a shit, you'll stink after 3 to 5 days. What if you suddenly fart on the bus one day? To put it bluntly, Qin Feng didn't want to let go of Yen Wuxuang because Yen Wuxuang's jade-like legs felt very comfortable. Qin Feng started to make up all kinds of nonsense. Yen Wuxuang couldn't bear listening to him anymore. Suddenly, a gust of qi burst out from her slender legs and sent Qin Feng flying with a kick. Ouch! Team leader Yen, are you serious? It hurts so much. Qin Feng didn't expect Yen Wuxuang to be serious. Yen Wuxuang's inner qi at the peak of stage 7 burst out. Qin Feng didn't even have time to dodge and was sent flying backward. This kick was absolutely fatal. It stepped on Qin Feng's vital part. Qin Feng didn't guard against Yen Wuxuang at all, so he fell to the ground with cold sweat. He was really injured. Ah! Big Brother Qiao, are you okay? A few female members of the Huang group immediately ran to Qin Feng's side because of the commotion. Qin Feng was now a rising star in the dragon sect. Not only was he skilled, but he also had a powerful backer. Otherwise, why would he dare to offend the purple dragon, Su Xiaotian? The female members of the Huang group had been eyeing Qin Feng for a long time. However, Qin Feng seemed to be interested in Yen Wuxuang. They didn't want to fight with team leader Yen for a man. Now that Yen Wuxuang kicked Qin Feng away, they saw the light of hope. I'm fine. Thank you for your concern, big sisters. Qin Feng was surrounded by beautiful women. These beautiful women were already dressed in sexy and revealing clothes. Now, they even crouched down to show off their fair skin. It was hard for Qin Feng not to look at them. Little brother Qiao Feng, you fell down. How can you be fine? Yeah. You made such a big noise when you landed on the ground. I was so scared. Handsome Qiao Feng, where are you hurt? Big sister will help you rub it. Qin Feng felt like he had suddenly fallen into a den of beauties. All sorts of fragrances floated in the air, and a few women fought fiercely in the dark, fighting to comfort Qin Feng. There were even a few women who deliberately stuck their thighs on Qin Feng, waiting for him to touch them. Qin Feng was tempted. He heard that the big sisters wanted to help him massage his wounds. He was hesitating whether he should tell them where he was hurt. Before Qin Feng could say anything, Yen Wuxuang's cold voice came, "Get out of the way. I have something to talk to Qiao Feng about." Yen Wuxuang was the vice leader of the Huang group. She was also the strongest among the female members. Although the women were reluctant, they could only smile and run away. What are you pretending for? Quickly get up for this old lady. Yen Wuxuang didn't know what was wrong with her. She was jealous when she saw the women surrounding Qin Feng. Qin Feng lay on the ground moaning as if he was not sick. He pretended to be pitiful and yelled, "Group leader Yen, you were really ruthless. My lower body is crippled, you have to take responsibility." Qin Feng yelled very loudly. All the members in the hall heard him. However, they didn't believe that Qiao Feng was really crippled. The male members admired Qin Feng again. This was a godly skill for picking up girls. They thought that if they had a girl they liked in the future, they would also use this trick. Yen Wuxuang liked to be alone. She was most afraid of being the center of attention. At this time, Yen Wuxuang was embarrassed and angry. She lowered her voice and yelled at Qin Feng, "Stop yelling and get up. Do you believe that I won't kick you again?" Yen Wuxuang's voice was very low. Only Qin Feng could hear it. Qin Feng immediately yelled in surprise, "Oh! Team leader Yen, are you joking? You want to help me rub my wounds? Then you do it." Qin Feng spread his legs and got into a stance. Chapter 689. Yen Wuxuang was infuriated by Qin Feng. She gnashed her teeth and glared at Qin Feng. Yen Wuxuang could feel countless pairs of eyes staring at her. It made her feel like she was being peeped on, making her feel very uncomfortable. "You, stop fooling around. Get up now, or I won't hold back anymore," Yen Wuxuang said in a suppressed voice. "Oh. Team leader Yen, there are too many people here. You want to go to a quiet place to have a massage? Fine, when shall we go?" Qin Feng sensed that Yen Wuxuang's aura was off. He believed that this woman would really attack him again. He quickly stood up and looked at Yen Wuxuang with a smile. The crowd gasped again. Is team leader Yen going to lose her chastity tonight? Isn't this a little too careless? Yen Wuxuang was so angry that her eyes turned red. Just as she was about to attack Qin Feng, Qin Feng's expression changed drastically. He said coldly, "What are you doing here, old man?" Yen Wuxuang's attack stopped, and so did the chatter in the hall. When everyone heard Qin Feng call him an old man, they knew that Zilong, Su Xiaotian, was here again. However, other than Qin Feng, no one else saw Su Xiaotian. Where was he? "Qiao Feng, come with me." Su Xiaotian's voice came from the entrance of the soaring cloud mansion. He was dressed in a loose gray Daoist robe. His long hair was combed high and held in place with a jade hairpin. Su Xiaotian blended in with the night, looking a little illusory. Everyone was nervous when they saw him suddenly return to the soaring cloud mansion and asked Qin Feng to come with him. "Old man, if you have something to say, say it here. Can't you see that I'm busy picking up girls? I don't have time to go dancing with you." Qin Feng knew Zilong hated him, so he would never go out alone with Zilong. Su Xiaotian was so angry that he almost vomited blood when he heard Qin Feng call him an old man. Su Xiaotian had already sent a death invitation to Qiao Feng. If he didn't have something to talk to Qiao Feng about, he wouldn't have come. "The 12 Peaks of the Dragon Gate asked me to bring you there. Come with me." Su Xiaotian lost his patience and stated his purpose. Not long ago, Qin Feng learned about the 12 Peaks of the Dragon sect from Yen Wuxuang. He didn't expect that the 12 Peaks would want to see him so soon. The hall was in an uproar again. Everyone was stunned by this news. Be it the status or the degree of mystery of the 12 Peaks of the Dragon Gate, they were not inferior to the 9 dragons and 5 tigers. Among the people present, there were not many who could see one of the 12 Peaks. This time, the 12 Peaks actually summoned Qiao Feng together. This big brother Qiao Feng was really arrogant. Qin Feng realized the gravity of the situation. He stopped bickering with Su Xiaotian and looked at Yen Wuxuang. Yen Wuxuang had already let go of her resentment towards Qin Feng. She looked at Qin Fen with a serious expression and said, Zhao Feng, since the 12 peaks are looking for you, you should go with Senior Zilong, Group Leader Yan. Do I really have to go? Qin Feng was a little worried. He was afraid that Zilong would attack him on the way there. But Yan Wushuang insisted, just go, nothing will happen to you. You're the only one summoned by the 12 upper peaks. None of us have the right to accompany you. What Yan Wushuang said was the truth. She was worried about Qin Feng, but even if she wanted to go, she was not qualified. Since Yan Wushuang said so, Qin Fen walked towards the door. The members of the Huang group, including the 3 leaders, followed Qin Fen all the way out of the soaring cloud mansion. They didn't dare to follow Qin Fen and Zilong anymore, so they could only watch Qin Fen and Zilong leave. Zilong didn't say anything along the way. He kept his head down and walked forward. His footsteps seemed slow, but his speed was extremely fast. If Qin Fen wasn't wearing the white cloud boots, he would have been left behind by Zilong by now. Old fart, where are you taking me? Don't tell me you're going to a secluded alley. Let me tell you in advance, I'm not gay. Plus, you're too old. Qin Fen had been walking for more than half an hour. He was more or less nervous because the surroundings were becoming more and more desolate. Coupled with the chilly wind at night, Qin Fen was panicking. Zilong's face was darker than the night. He was so angry that his chest heaved up and down. Suddenly, he stopped and glared at Qin Fen. Brat, you can continue to show off. You only have a month to live anyway. What else can you do besides having a glib tongue? After a month, I'll definitely slap you off Broken Cliff Mountain and crush you to pieces. Qin Fen looked at Zilong with a smile and said, You old man, stop dreaming. I didn't agree to fight you. After a month, you can go to Broken Cliff Mountain to meet a ghost. Qin Fen didn't know the meaning of the Dragon Gate's life and death invitation, so he was very proud of himself. Su Xiaotian was slightly stunned, then he suddenly looked up to the sky and laughed. Ha ha ha. Zhao Feng, are you really stupid or are you pretending to be? Do you think the Dragon Gate's life and death invitation is a game? As long as you join the Dragon Gate, you have to fight once you receive the life and death invitation. If you don't show up 1 month later, I can ask the Dragon Gate to issue a wanted order. At that time, the Dragon Gate will kill you without me doing anything. After listening to Su Xiaotian's words, Qin Fen instantly felt that something was wrong. He didn't expect the Dragon Gate to have such a tyrannical rule. One side issued the life and death invitation, and the other side had to accept it. It was simply too overbearing. Qin Fen still had a mission to defeat Azure Dragon and Feng Qingyu in the system. However, the mission had a time limit of 3 months. Qin Fen was confident that he could break through to Stage 9 Inner Qi within 3 months with the help of the system. By then, it wouldn't be difficult for him to fight Azure Dragon. However, Su Xiaotian's life and death invitation was in a month's time. Seeing that Qin Fen suddenly stopped talking, Su Xiaotian thought that he scared Qin Fen, so he laughed even more complacently. Ha! Zhao Feng, you should have thought that you would end up like this since the beginning since you dared to offend me. The 9 dragons of China are as majestic as a real dragon. Anyone who dares to offend me will be killed. Su Xiaotian's tone was as cold as a knife. Qin Fen had already regained his senses. Oh. Did you misunderstand? I'm not afraid. I'm just a little regretful. Why didn't you set the life and death invitation to half a month later? If you did, you would have lost half a month of your life. Since the life and death invitation could not be changed, Qin Fen might as well be a little more forceful. Wasn't it just Zilong of China? If he still couldn't defeat him in a month's time, he could just let Ouyang Feng out and beat him up. Su Xiaotian's laughter stopped abruptly. He was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Su Xiaotian finally realized that he was no match for Qiao Feng in terms of verbal skills. Su Xiaotian became smarter and continued to walk with his head lowered. He didn't want to say another word to Qin Fen. After walking for an unknown amount of time, Qin Fen realized that they had arrived at the Martial Art Alliance's base. The soaring cloud mansion was more than 20 kilometers away from the Martial Art Alliance's base. If Qin Fen had known that this would happen, he would have come here by force. This Zilong must be crazy. Why did he have to walk here in such a pretentious manner to show off his old age? Qin Fen grumbled and complained about Su Xiaotian. Su Xiaotian heard everything and was so angry that he almost went berserk. After the two entered the Martial Art Alliance, they arrived at Martial Artist Town and finally the Dragon Sect's base. Qin Fen and Yan Wushuang had been here once before. Entering the Dragon Sect's base again, Qin Fen didn't feel unfamiliar. It was already late at night, and there were 4 stage 6 inner cheat guards standing at the entrance. Senior Purple Dragon. When the 4 guards saw Su Xiaotian enter, they jumped in fright and hastily saluted him. Su Xiaotian ignored the guards and walked inside angrily. Finally, Zilong stopped in front of a tall and majestic palace-like building. The 12 peaks are inside. Go in by yourself. As soon as Su Xiaotian's voice fell, a gust of wind blew and he disappeared into the boundless night. Qin Fen grumbled a few more times at Su Xiaotian before looking at the building in front of him. It was a majestic and magnificent 2-story building. The exterior was built with red tiles, giving off the vibe of an ancient palace. Qin Fen walked to the door and pushed it open. The door creaked with an aged feeling. Under the cold moonlight and cold wind, it looked very eerie. You're here. There was no light in the room, and the cold moonlight shone into the room. Qin Fen could vaguely see that it was a large empty room without any electrical appliances. There were 12 people sitting around the room, and they exuded a powerful and majestic aura. Qin Fen didn't need to think too much to know that they were the 12 peaks of the Dragon Sect. Qiao Feng, the new member of the Dragon Sect's Huang group, greets the 12 peaks. Qin Fen didn't dare to act rashly in front of these 12 old monsters. They were 12 stage 9 inner chi experts, and if Qin Fen provoked them, they would fight to the death even if he released Shimen Chui Shua and Ouyang Feng at the same time. Very well, you're the one we're looking for. An old voice sounded in the room, and Qin Fen couldn't tell who was speaking. There was no light in the room except for the dim moonlight. The 12 peaks were wearing black robes and black hats, so Qin Fen couldn't see their faces at all. Qiao Feng, don't be nervous. We're looking for you because we want to ask you something. Another voice sounded, but it was obvious that it was a different person. What do the 12 peaks want to ask? If Qiao Feng, know, I'll tell you, Qin Fen said to the air. I heard that you defeated Zilong at the Soaring Cloud Mansion not long ago. Another voice sounded. Senior Zilong is a stage 9 inner chi expert, and I've just broken through to stage 8 inner chi. How could I be a match for Senior Zilong? I think the 12 peaks made a mistake. Qin Fen called Zilong an old bastard, and now he called him Senior Zilong in front of the 12 peaks. If Zilong heard this, would he be happy or angry? Chapter 690. Qin Feng didn't know why the 12 summits called him here, but he had a rough guess. They were most likely here to ask about Ouyang Feng. Ouyang Feng's appearance was too sudden, and he was too powerful. No one in China had ever defeated Zilong with a single punch. Since such a powerhouse had suddenly appeared and entered the secular world, the 12 summits of the Dragon Sect naturally had to investigate this matter. So you didn't defeat Zilong. I heard that a mysterious old man appeared that night. Zilong said that the old man was your friend. Tell me about him. The 12 summits were indeed the higher-ups of the dragon sect. They lied as freely as they breathed. They clearly knew that Zilong was defeated by Ouyang Feng, but they pretended not to know at first. They even said that Xiao Feng defeated Zilong. Then, they took a roundabout way and said that it was Ouyang Feng who defeated Zilong. It would be a lie if Qin Feng wasn't nervous when facing 12 Stage 9 inner Qi experts. His palms were drenched in cold sweat. If Ouyang Feng's secret was discovered, then the system's secret would be discovered soon. At that time, Qin Feng's fate would be to lie in the experimental cabin and be dissected by these people as test subjects. Senior 12, the old man who defeated Senior Zilong, is called Ouyang Feng. I only met him that night. After Ouyang Feng defeated Zilong, he disappeared. I don't know much about him, so I don't know much about his situation. When Ouyang Feng defeated Zilong, his name was already exposed, so Qin Feng didn't need to hide it. Moreover, knowing Ouyang Feng's name wasn't a threat to Qin Feng. The huge room fell silent. Qin Feng could hear the rhythmic breathing of the 12 summits. The 12 people's breathing and heartbeats were at the same frequency. Qin Feng even had the illusion that the 12 of them were one person. They seemed to be able to fuse into one. Qin Feng suddenly shivered. Just thinking about it was terrifying. 12 people fusing into one. What kind of absurd scene would that be? Wouldn't they argue about their positions and postures? Did you say that Ouyang Feng didn't look for you after he left? Did he leave any contact information with you before he left? After a long silence, another summit spoke. Qin Feng thought back to the battle at the biology laboratory at Kyoto University. At that time, because Professor Mike was too powerful, Qin Feng had no choice but to release Ouyang Feng. However, after Qin Feng asked Ouyang Feng said that there was no one around. With Ouyang Feng's stage 10 external and level 1 true Qi stage strength, if he said there was no one watching, Qin Feng believed that there was no one watching. I haven't seen Ouyang Feng since we parted ways at Soaring Cloud Manor. His strength is unfathomable, so he should be one of those hermit masters. I guess I only met him once. Masters like that are hard to find, so I definitely won't be able to contact him. Putting aside his relationship with Ouyang Feng, Qin Feng changed the topic and said, Senior 12, I was too reckless last time in the Soaring Cloud Mansion. At that time, I hadn't officially joined the Dragon Gate and didn't know that the Soaring Cloud Mansion was Senior Zilong's territory. I'm willing to take full responsibility for this matter. The room became quiet again. The 12 upper peaks were like 12 mountains sitting there. Their auras were strong and steady, making it impossible to see through their thoughts and guess what they were thinking. Time passed bit by bit, but Qin Feng felt as if he was being tortured. A short minute felt as long as a century. Okay, it's over. Those who didn't know are not guilty. Plus, you just made a great contribution to Dragon Sect. Even if your contribution is offset, don't talk about Soaring Cloud Mansion anymore. Another leader spoke. Halfway through, he changed the topic and continued, since you've only met Ouyang Feng once and you're not familiar with him, we won't ask too much. However, we've asked you to come here because we have an important mission for you to complete. It was a mission given by the 12 summits. Needless to say, it was difficult, but Qin Feng couldn't refuse. Senior. Please give me your instructions. Xiao Feng, in 3 months, it will be the Martial Arts Circle convention that is held every 5 years in the Martial Arts Circle outside of China. At the convention, a new chief of the Martial Arts Circle will be elected. This time, the Dragon Sect will send you to participate in the Martial Arts Circle convention. You have to help the Dragon Sect win the position of the chief of the Martial Arts Circle. The 12 peaks spoke as if they were talking about a trivial matter. Qin Feng's mouth twitched when he heard this. There were many martial arts sects outside Huaxia. Except for Dragon Sect, the other two sects were all forces outside Huaxia. There were many masters in these forces. Qin Feng had seen too many masters after the two martial arts disturbances. Besides, most of the masters Qin Feng met were only disciples and elders. Their masters, such as the chief and the chief protector, had not shown up. How strong were those old monsters? Qin Feng didn't dare to guess. Now the 12 summits of Dragon Sect asked Qin Feng to participate in the martial arts assembly in 3 months and to win the position of the chief. Senior, I really want to accept this mission, but I don't have the strength. There are many masters in Dragon Sect, and there are many stage 9 inner chi masters. I just broke through to stage 8 inner chi. I don't think it's appropriate to send me to the martial arts assembly. If I don't win the position of the chief, I'll let down the 12 summits and humiliate Dragon Sect. Qin Feng didn't want to accept this mission. It was an impossible mission. The 12 summits didn't rush to speak and fell silent again. Qin Feng was suffocated by these old monsters. He even wondered if these old men suddenly fell asleep. Ding! The Hedonist sovereign system has issued a mission, win the position of the chief. Mission time limit, before the martial arts assembly ends. If the mission is completed, the system will reward you 100,000 Hedonist points, 3 martial arts secret orders, and 1-star technology blue laser gun. If the mission is failed, 200,000 Hedonist points will be deducted, and the myriad beast spell and blood demon armor will be taken back. The Hedonist sovereign system suddenly issued a mission. Qin Feng immediately felt unwell. The difficulty of this mission was not too high, and the punishment was quite severe. The secret skill and spiritual equipment that Qin Feng was most proud of were the myriad beast spell and the blood demon armor. The myriad beast spell allowed Qin Feng to continuously absorb demonic beasts' cores and possess the demonic chi of demonic beasts. He became a powerful demonic cultivator with multiple attributes. The blood demon armor was even more mysterious. The armor contained the blood essence of demonic beasts. When activated, he could rule over demonic beasts and become the king of beasts. Now that there was a mission for the chief of the chief, Qin Feng was afraid that if he failed, the blood demon armor and the myriad beast spell would be taken back. 12 summits, I've suddenly thought it through. The seniors called me here in the middle of the night and arranged for me to complete the chief of the martial arts assembly. This is their trust and promotion for a newcomer like me. How can I give up such a good opportunity? I'm willing to accept this mission and contribute my strength to Dragon Sect. Since the Hedonist sovereign system had issued the chief of the martial arts assembly, Qin Feng had to participate in the martial arts assembly even if he didn't accept the mission from the 12 summits. Thus, Qin Feng immediately changed his attitude. This time, the 12 summits were confused by Qin Feng. Qin Feng could feel that there was a slight change in their aura, which was as steady as a mountain. It was obvious that they were affected by their emotions. Qiao Feng, have you made up your mind? Are you willing to accept the chief of the martial arts assembly? Someone asked. I've made up my mind. I'll spare no effort in fighting for the position of the chief of the martial arts assembly. If I can't become the chief of the martial arts assembly, I'll fight to the death. Qin Feng was forced into a dead end by the system. The Hedonist sovereign system had always been a scam, and Qin Feng was used to it. Very well. Since that's the case, you'll complete this mission alone. This is a secret mission. Don't leak it to anyone else, or else you'll have to bear the consequences. The 12 summits and Qin Feng reached an agreement. Qin Feng would represent Dragon Sect in the martial arts assembly in 3 months. After talking about the martial arts assembly, the 12 summits started to chase him away. It's getting late. You should go back first. We'll look for you when the martial arts assembly is about to begin. After the 12 summits used him, they didn't even say a word of courtesy and wanted to chase him away. Qin Feng was speechless. However, Qin Feng didn't want to stay here for a long time. There were 12 stage 9 inner chi experts in the room, and they gave Qin Feng a lot of pressure. Qin Feng walked out of the room and let out a long sigh of relief. Although the 12 summits made Qin Feng accept the mission of the chief of the martial arts assembly, Qin Feng was satisfied that Ouyang Feng's identity and background weren't exposed. After leaving the dragon sex base, Qin Feng went back the way he came. He lowered his head and thought about tonight's events. He felt that the 12 summits purposely arranged this mission for him. It didn't seem like a mission from the dragon sect. It was more like the 12 summits wanted Qin Feng to find some clues. After Qin Feng left the empty room, the 12 summits continued to meditate with their legs crossed. Suddenly, someone asked, "Do you guys think what Xiao Feng said is true?" Ouyang Feng was able to injure Zilong with one punch. Obviously, he's a hermit expert. This kind of person is a loner and hides his whereabouts, so what Xiao Feng said should be true. Xiao Feng has just stepped into stage 8 inner chi. His strength is relatively low in China. Why would an old monster like Ouyang Feng be friends with him? He must have said it casually. I'm afraid it's very difficult to find Ouyang Feng's whereabouts from Xiao Feng. No matter what, Xiao Feng has accepted the mission of the martial arts assembly. When the time comes, the experts from the major sects in the outer martial arts world will gather there. With Xiao Feng's strength, it's unrealistic for him to take the chief position of the martial arts assembly. Let's see if Ouyang Feng will show up to help. Nowadays, the outer martial arts world is growing stronger and stronger. This time, we can use Xiao Feng as a chess piece to suppress these forces in the outer martial arts world. We'll let them know that the dragon sect isn't just for show. The outer martial arts world already has Ouyang Feng, who has reached stage 10 external realm. If we let them continue to develop, it will definitely cause chaos in China. After talking about Ouyang Feng, the room was silent for a while. Someone else said, "Xiao Feng is Qin Feng, and he's Green Wolf." This brat's information shows that he was a good-for-nothing hedonistic young master 9 months ago. He didn't cultivate at all. In just a short 9 months, Qin Feng became a stage 8 inner chi expert. We need to continue investigating this person. Qin Feng is a descendant of the Qin family in the provincial capital. It's normal for him to have such strength today. Maybe he likes to play the pig to eat the tiger. Maybe he's been hiding his strength all this time. He's just a stage 8 inner chi expert, so we shouldn't pay too much attention to him. Let's investigate this stage 10 Ouyang Feng first. 1 or 2 people like him can take care of him, but if there are dozens of stage 10 or true chi experts in the outer martial arts world, then we won't be able to suppress them. True chi experts are as rare as phoenix feathers and unicorn horns. Maybe we're too nervous. Chapter 691. Qin Feng lowered his head and thought about something. He did not pay attention to the road in front of him. Suddenly, he bumped into something elastic. Then, he heard an ear-piercing scream. "You big bastard! It's you again. You bumped into my chest again. You have ulterior motives." Qin Feng heard the familiar voice. He lifted his head and saw that he was passing by the entrance of Saint Medic. He accidentally bumped into the chest of Saint Medic's Miss Ren Xiaoyao. Qin Feng quickly put on a serious and angry expression and yelled at Ren Xiaoyao, "Oh, it's you again, you pervert. You hit my head with your chest last time, and you're doing this again today. Don't tell me you're waiting for me at the entrance every day." Ren Xiaoyao was stunned by Qin Feng's words. She once again experienced Qin Feng's shamelessness. Looking at Qin Feng's flawless expression and acting skills, Ren Xiaoyao had the urge to invest in Qin Feng's acting skills. The atmosphere froze for a few seconds. Ren Xiaoyao yelled angrily, "Don't you have any shame? I'm the Miss of Saint Medic." The number of suitors lining up from the south gate to the north gate of martial artist town. You're saying that I'm waiting here to hit you with my chest? Is there something wrong with your brain? Qin Feng curled his lips and ignored Ren Xiaoyao's words. He walked around her and said, "I'm warning you, this is the last time. If you hit my head with your chest again, I'll call the police." Qin Feng's face was full of anger. He really looked like a victim. Ren Xiaoyao was stunned for a while before she regained her senses. She drew her waning moon sword and chased after Qin Feng. "Green Wolf, stop right there. How dare you lie to me last time? Don't even think about leaving tonight." Ren Xiaoyao raised her hand, and a white light fell in front of Qin Feng, creating a crack in the ground. Qin Feng stopped and turned around to look at Ren Xiaoyao. "What did you say?" "I lied to you last time." "When did I lie to you? When did I lie to your body?" Qin Feng had cheated Ren Xiaoyao of her elixir at the ancient martial relic. In the end, he had not given her the purple mandala flower. However, at that time, Ren Xiaoyao had been wearing an avatar mask. Clearly, she did not want to expose her identity. Since Ren Xiaoyao didn't want to reveal her identity, Qin Feng also played dumb. He pretended that he didn't know Ren Xiaoyao. Ren Xiaoyao was stunned for a moment before she snapped out of her daze. The last time he explored the ancient martial ruins, he had worn a mask. Now that he had appeared with his original appearance, the Green Wolf clearly did not recognize him. What nonsense are you talking about? Even if I find a pig, I won't have sex with you. Don't even think about it." Ren Xiaoyao almost revealed her identity. Her identity was rather special. She didn't want Qin Feng to know about Yao Yao and Ren Xiaoyao's identities. Qin Feng had guessed that Ren Xiaoyao wouldn't reveal her identity. Seeing her silly look, Qin Feng couldn't help but want to laugh. "Don't think too much. Even if you give it to me for free, I won't be interested. At most, I'll take you in as a servant to fetch water to wash my feet, warm my bed, and massage my shoulders. That's right, I met a silly girl not long ago. I gave her the opportunity to be a servant, but she wasn't willing. In the end, I cheated her of all the elixir she had. Don't you think that woman is silly? She's a big idiot." Qin Feng criticized Ren Xiaoyao in front of her, but Ren Xiaoyao couldn't get angry. When Qin Feng saw Ren Xiaoyao's tumbling breasts, he felt like he was about to explode. She looked so cute that she couldn't wait to bite Qin Feng to death, but she couldn't do anything about it. Qin Feng found it funny when he saw that. "Why, you're the big idiot. You're a big liar. You go around deceiving people. Just wait for that woman to find you one day. She'll definitely kill you with her sword." Ren Xiaoyao yelled angrily. "Don't worry. If that silly girl dares to cause trouble for me, I'll immediately hang her up and beat her up. Then, I'll take her in as my servant and make her do hard work every day. That's right, that silly girl seems to be the daughter of a rich family. I'll take the daughter as my servant. Hee, just thinking about it makes me feel good." Qin Feng said whatever was more infuriating. Ren Xiaoyao rolled her eyes. The waning moon sword in her hand trembled uncontrollably as if it was going to attack at any moment. When Qin Feng saw that Ren Xiaoyao was on the verge of exploding, he stopped talking and prepared to return home. "Little girl, don't sneak attack me next time. I'll be leaving first." Not long ago, Ren Xiaoyao had been cheated of elixir by Qin Feng. When she saw him, she wanted to teach him a lesson. However, in order to not expose her identity, Ren Xiaoyao couldn't do anything to Qin Feng. When Green Wolf's figure was about to disappear, Ren Xiaoyao's eyes lit up. She suddenly thought of something very important. Green Wolf, don't go yet. I have something to tell you. Ren Xiaoyao's body was as light as a swallow. With a few leaps, she caught up to Qin Feng. What is it? Qin Feng looked at Ren Xiaoyao and asked. Are you willing to join our Saint Medical? Ren Xiaoyao looked at Qin Feng nervously. Qin Feng didn't know what Ren Xiaoyao was thinking. He curled his lips and said, not interested. Many martial artists in China cried and begged to enter the Saint Medic Hall, but they couldn't. Now, the heiress of the Saint Medic Hall had personally invited Qin Feng to join, but Qin Feng had rejected her outright. If the martial artists in China were to see this scene, they would definitely hack Qin Feng to death. Ren Xiaoyao's mouth twitched violently. She didn't expect Green Wolf to reject her so directly. However, after thinking about it, Ren Xiaoyao got over it. Green Wolf and Billowy Lady were high-ranked alchemists. Naturally, they didn't care much about the Saint Medic Hall. The reason why Ren Xiaoyao invited Qin Feng to join the Saint Medic Hall was that she fancied Qin Feng's identity as a high-ranked alchemist. China's alchemy conference was going to be held soon. At that time, all the pharmacies that focused on alchemy would participate in the alchemy conference. Although the Sacred Medicine Hall was now the most prominent place to buy pills in the eyes of the Chinese martial artists, basically every martial artist would buy medicinal herbs and pills from the Sacred Medicine Halls all over China. However, the Triennial Alchemy Conference would select the new strongest medicinal workshop. If the Sacred Medicine Hall's alchemists didn't refine the most powerful medicinal pill, then the Sacred Medicine Hall would fall into desolation. The new strongest medicinal workshop would be born and become famous in the next 3 years. This alchemy conference was also for the sake of the Chinese martial artists. If there was no such competition, the Sacred Medicinal Hall would remain the #1 medicinal clinic. As time passed, their alchemists would also become lazy. At that time, the effects of the refined pills might decline. This would have a great impact on the breakthroughs of martial artists. Are you really not willing to join the Saint Medic Hall? There are many benefits if you join us. You can get 3 bottles of first-grade elixirs for free every month. You can also buy all the elixirs in the Saint Medic Hall at a 20% discount. Ren Xiaoyao wanted Qin Feng to join the Saint Medic Hall. She wanted to help the Saint Medic Hall participate in the alchemy conference. Ren Xiaoyao tried to entice Qin Feng with all kinds of benefits. However, Qin Feng was no longer interested in elixirs below 4th grade. Don't say any more. I don't want to join the Saint Medic Hall. I know you like me, but you're too ugly. You can't keep me. Qin Feng shouted impatiently. Ren Xiaoyao was about to die from anger. She was very confident in her looks. Who knew how many rich and noble families would look for Ren Xiaoyao's father every day to propose marriage? In the end, when it came to Qin Feng, Ren Xiaoyao became one of the unattractive ones. Ren Xiaoyao knew that Green Wolf was a very powerful alchemist, but now that she had appeared with Ren Xiaoyao's identity, she couldn't say it out loud. In addition, Green Wolf didn't seem willing to agree, so Ren Xiaoyao was about to die of anxiety. Ding! The Hedonist Sovereign System has issued a quest. Join the Saint Medic Hall and help the Saint Medic Hall win the title of King of Elixirs in the Alchemy Conference. Quest time limit, before the Alchemy Conference ends. If the quest is completed, the system will reward you 50,000 Hedonist points and the Myriad Treasure Pavilion. If the quest is failed, 100,000 Hedonist points will be deducted, and the Alchemy Pavilion will be sealed. Qin Feng didn't want to agree to Ren Xiaoyao's request. He knew that Ren Xiaoyao hated him. He should be thankful that she didn't trick him. Why would she be so kind as to let him join the Saint Medic Hall? However, Qin Feng was speechless when the system suddenly gave him a quest to join the Saint Medic Hall. Also, what the hell is this alchemy conference? What the hell is a king of elixirs? Even Qin Feng was confused. Alright, since you're so sincere in wooing me, I'll reluctantly agree to join the Saint Medic Hall, Qin Feng said. Ren Xiaoyao was stunned by Qin Feng's sudden change of heart. Just a moment ago, Green Wolf refused to join the Saint Medic Hall. He even put on an expression of disdain. Why did he suddenly change his mind? You really agree? That's great. You should know that the alchemy conference is coming soon. Since you've joined the Saint Medic Hall, you'll have to attend the conference with us. You'll have to concoct pills and help the Saint Medic Hall win the title of King of Elixirs. Ren Xiaoyao temporarily put aside her conflict with Green Wolf. Her tone was a little warmer, and she would pout and blink from time to time. She was acting cute. Qin Feng didn't fall for Ren Xiaoyao's honey trap. He said coldly, "Don't be too happy yet. I have a condition to join the Saint Medic Hall." Ren Xiaoyao stopped pouting and said expressionlessly, "What condition?" "I can join the Saint Medic Hall, but you'll have to find a way to get me a position in the Martial Artist Alliance's Law Enforcement Hall." Qin Feng suddenly remembered the Martial Artist Alliance's chain quest. The second side quest was for Qin Feng to become a member of the Martial Artist Alliance's Law Enforcement Hall within 3 months. This quest had been released for a while, so Qin Feng had to find a way to complete it. Chapter 692. Qin Feng did not know how powerful the Saint Medic was. He was also not sure if they could get a position in the Martial Art Alliance's Law Enforcement Hall. However, Qin Feng saw a glimmer of hope from Ren Xiaoyao's exaggerated expression. Ren Xiaoyao only expressed that it was difficult, but she did not say that it was impossible. Sigh. I didn't expect that the Saint Medic couldn't even handle such a small matter. If that's the case, there's no need for me to join you. It's beneath me to join a small pharmacy like the Saint Medic, Qin Feng said carelessly. Ren Xiaoyao was so angry that she almost vomited blood. Entering the Martial Art Alliance's Law Enforcement Hall was a small matter. What was a big matter then? Conquering the world or fighting an alien war? Moreover, the Saint Medic was the #1 pharmacy in China and had the reputation of being the king of elixirs. Yet, Qin Feng said that it was a small pharmacy. Do you understand or not? Do you know how high the status of the Martial Art Alliance is in China? Even the Dragon Sect is nothing in front of it. Do you know how much power the members of the Martial Art Alliance's Law Enforcement Hall have? Please clarify these issues before you talk big. You're going to make me die of anger. Ren Xiaoyao was so angry that Qin Feng really wanted to be hit on the head by her again. If that's the case, then we have nothing to talk about. I'll make a move first. Qin Feng did not care about Ren Xiaoyao's words. He knew that the Saint Medic would have a way. Qin Feng was just playing hard to get. Sure enough, before Qin Feng even took 2 steps, Ren Xiaoyao became anxious and shouted, "Hey! Why don't you have the slightest bit of magnanimity? I was just joking with you. Stop. Let's discuss this properly." Qin Feng stopped and did not waste any more time. He smiled at Ren Xiaoyao and said, "Just tell me. Does the Saint Medic have a way to get me into the Law Enforcement Hall?" Of course. The Saint Medic is the #1 pharmacy in China. We enjoy elixirs. Ren Xiaoyao glared at Qin Feng angrily and started to brag about the Saint Medic Hall again. But before he could finish his sentence, he was interrupted by Qin Feng impatiently. Enough, enough. Don't talk about Egg King or Egg King. I don't care if your Saint Medic Hall's eggs are big or small. If you can let me enter the Law Enforcement Hall, I'll join your Saint Medic Hall. Ren Xiaoyao was stunned. She finally reacted and gritted her teeth angrily. You're the king of eggs. We are the king of elixirs. You were taught by a PE teacher in elementary, right? You can't even pronounce it properly. Qin Feng was not angry at all. He looked seriously at Ren Xiaoyao and said, "Hm. Qin of. You Xiao Fen of Zers." As Qin Feng spoke, he covered his crotch. Ren Xiaoyao was so angry that her eyes rolled back and she almost fainted. Forget it. Let me peek. Who asked me to be so handsome and elegant? Then it's decided. I'll join the Saint Medic now. You have to find a way to get me into the Law Enforcement Hall of the Martial Art Alliance as soon as possible. Ren Xiaoyao pretended not to hear Qin Fen's frivolous words. She said seriously, "Don't think things are so simple. It's not easy to get into the Law Enforcement Hall of the Martial Art Alliance. You have to first defeat the alchemists of the other pharmacies at the Alchemy Conference and help the Saint Medic retain the title of the King of Elixirs. Only then will the Saint Medic help you enter the Law Enforcement Hall. Can you trust what you say? What if you lie to me?" Qin Fen had a lot of conflicts with Ren Xiaoyao. He would not easily believe her words. The Saint Medic has been in business for hundreds of years. We are old and famous. Honesty is the most important thing. If you don't believe me, we can sign a contract after you join the Saint Medic. Ren Xiaoyao glared at Green Wolf angrily. If she had not heard that the young enterprise had secretly trained a high-level alchemist to win the title of the King of Elixirs, Ren Xiaoyao would not have asked Green Wolf to join the Saint Medic. Ren Xiaoyao felt that Green Wolf was a level 6 alchemist. There was only one such alchemist in the Saint Medic. In order to protect the title of the King of Elixirs, Ren Xiaoyao had been recruiting people for the Saint Medic recently. That was why she thought of asking Green Wolf to join the Saint Medic. Okay, then it's settled. Go back and prepare a contract. I'll sign it with you when I'm free. Qin Fen felt that there should be no more problems. If the Saint Medic dared to go back on their word, Qin Fen did not mind overturning the pharmacy. Ren Xiaoyao did not want to talk to Qin Fen anymore. She glared at Qin Fen and turned around to return to the Saint Medic. Qin Fen looked at Ren Xiaoyao's wriggling butt as she left. He thought this girl was quite interesting. Sky City Su family. The sisters, Su Qiuyu and Su Xiaotian, were extremely busy. Even Elder Su was busy. During this time, the Su family had been developing Su Qin pharmaceuticals. The formulas of the gold sore medicine and whitening cream that Qin Fen had given Su Qiuyu had been mass-produced and were now being marketed. These two products were formulas that Qin Fen had bought from the system. They were products that were slightly improved based on the formula of the Grade 1 Wonder Pill. As soon as these two products were released, they immediately became the best-selling products of Su Qin Pharmaceuticals. They also became the main products that made Su Qin Pharmaceuticals famous. Su Qiuyu was wearing a long white dress. She was sitting in the president's office on the top floor of Su Qin Pharmaceuticals. She was very focused on her work. She exuded the aura of a vigorous and domineering CEO. Su Qiuyu was looking at this week's sales report. The gold sore medicine and whitening cream had only been on the market for 7 days. This was the third time that they had sold out. Then, they increased production. The sales had doubled in these 7 days, which was beyond Su Qiuyu's expectations. Ding ding ding. The office phone on the desk rang. Su Qiuyu picked up the landline. "Sis, this is bad. The whitening cream in my branch store has been sold out again. There are more than a dozen lines in front of the store, and each line is more than a dozen streets away. Do you still have any whitening cream in your headquarters?" Hurry up and drop tens of thousands of boxes from the helicopter. Su Xiatian's exaggerated voice came from the phone. Su Qiuyu put away her cold and fierce expression and couldn't help but laugh. Her laughter seemed to make the air sweet. Xiatian, do you have to be so dramatic? Are you bored of looking after the store again? Do you have nothing better to do than to harass your sister? Be a good girl and stay in the store. I'm busy here. I'll pick you up after work. Su Qiuyu didn't believe Su Xiatian's nonsense. She knew her twin sister well. Xiatian had never been serious since she was little. She was probably bored of looking after the store again and wanted to play with her. Boo-hoo. Sis, you're bullying me. I'm going to tell Big Brother Qin Feng. He's been obediently looking after the store. Now that he's out of stock, he came to you for more. You said I was just teasing you. When have I ever teased you? I've always been a very serious girl, okay? Su Xiatian pretended to cry on the phone. Su Qiuyu's heart skipped a beat when she heard the name Qin Feng. She suddenly missed Qin Feng very much. Alright, little sister. Are you really out of stock? I just sent you 20,000 boxes last night. How did they sell out so quickly? Su Qiuyu couldn't bear to see her little sister cry, so she quickly comforted her. Sis, the formula Big Brother Qin Feng gave us is amazing. The skin whitening cream and gold sore medicine are selling like crazy. Your 20,000 boxes are already sold out. Hurry up and send me more. Send me as much as you can. I want to make a lot of money. I won't let Big Brother Qin Feng run around. I'll let him stay with us every day. I'll take care of him. Su Xiatian was very excited. Su Qiuyu missed Qin Feng more and more. Su Qiuyu chatted with her little sister for a while. After she confirmed that Xiatian's store was really out of stock, she hung up and started to transfer the stock over there. Su Qiuyu had just finished dealing with her little sister's store when she received a call from her grandpa's store. The stock over there was also sold out. Su Qiuyu hastily transferred the stock over to her grandpa's store. The stock that had just been produced was also sold out. Su Qiuyu was stunned by the popularity of the product. She hastily called the production base and asked them to work overtime to produce 2 more batches of the product. The Su sisters and Old Master Su were extremely busy, but deep down, they were very happy. This was especially true for Su Qiuyu. This was the first thing Qin Feng asked her to do. Su Qiuyu really wanted to do a good job on this matter. She hoped that Su Qin Pharmaceuticals could reach the height that Qin Feng desired. Now that the product was out, its popularity was beyond everyone's imagination. Su Qiuyu, who had been busy for several months, could finally heave a sigh of relief. Su Qin Pharmaceuticals developed rapidly. It was as if it had become famous overnight in Sky City. Now, it was rapidly expanding to the other 3 cities in Yun Province and the first-tier cities like Jingdu. While Su Qin Pharmaceuticals was developing, there was a hidden force that was keeping an eye on the Su family's business. It was constantly monitoring Su Qiuyu and her little sister's every move. Shadow, what's the situation with the Su family? A cold voice came from the phone. It was a man on the other side of the phone. Although it was broad daylight, the man was wearing a black suit and a black mask, so his face couldn't be seen clearly. Boss, that brat from the Su family violated our previous agreement. She said she would sell all the Su family's business for gold and hire the Golden Assassin crew to assassinate Green Wolf. Now, that woman has changed her mind and has been hiding from me. What should I do now? Said the man called Shadow. Just follow the old rules. Anyone who dares to cancel the Golden Assassin crew's contract will be killed without mercy. The cold voice came again. Shadow hesitated for a moment and continued, "Boss, I've been secretly observing the Su family for a few days. I found out that the Su family has recently built a Su Qin Pharmaceuticals. The business of this pharmaceutical company is very good. One of its main products is called Gold Sore Medicine. I went to buy a portion. The Gold Sore Medicine they produce has the same effect as a first-grade healing pill. Should we annex the Su family's business? According to the rules of the Golden Assassin crew, if the person who issued the mission dared to violate the contract halfway, then the mission would automatically be considered over. However, what Shadow said just now made the man on the other side of the phone a little tempted. The Golden Assassin crew only accepted gold for killing. They needed money very much. Now that the Su family had a very profitable Su Qin Pharmaceuticals, they could annex it and turn it into a money-making tool for the Golden Assassin crew. Also, Shadow said that the Gold Sore Medicine produced by Su Qin Pharmaceuticals had the same effect as a first-grade healing pill. This was also very attractive. Shadow, don't make any moves for now. Let the Su family develop on their own for a while. When Su Qin Pharmaceuticals develops, you know what to do. After a moment of silence, the cold voice came again. Chapter 693. A cool breeze was blowing, birds were singing, and flowers were fragrant. It was almost the start of winter in Huaxia. However, in an empty valley, the ground was covered with green grass. Butterflies were dancing, a few wild rabbits were jumping in the grass, and some deer were chasing each other. The sky was clear and cloudless, and a waterfall rolled down from the cliff. Everything was full of life. It was as beautiful as a painting, or maybe it was called a paradise on earth. It was like this all year round, or rather, there were no seasons here. It was like spring all year round. Clang! The sound of metal clashing could be heard in the distance. Two fairies were fighting. One of them was a woman in a purple dress, wielding a soft sword in her hand and wielding it with ease. The other fairy was dressed in a light green robe and held a peach-wood sword in her hand. She brandished the wooden sword smoothly and gracefully as if she was dancing. The green and purple fairies were equal in strength. Their swords clashed a few hundred times in the air, but there was no winner. "Senior Sister Xianyu, thank you for going easy on me." The green dress fairy had already put away her wooden sword. She looked at the purple dress fairy with a bright smile. Hua Xianyu shook her hand, and the soft sword became a belt that wrapped around her waist. "Junior Sister Wuxin, don't be so humble. I didn't go easy on you. It's your talent that makes me envious." Su Qiu walked up to the celestial maiden and took the initiative to hold Wuxin's arm. The green-robed girl muttered the two words Wu Axan in her heart. Every time she heard this name, she felt a little strange. She knew that this was not her real name. This was the Daoist name that sect leader Jing Axan had given her. As for her original name, the green-robed fairy herself had forgotten it. Not only did she forget her original name, but she also forgot the memories of the first half of her life. She was Su Ruoro, the rare Coldine body. "Senior sister, don't be angry. Sect leader Jing Axan said that I have a Coldine body that only appears once in 100 years. This kind of body is specially born for our sect's calm heart technique. That's why I have a natural advantage when I cultivate. Otherwise, I definitely won't be able to compare to senior sister's superior perception." Su Ruoro was modest and courteous. "Hua Xian, you really liked this junior sister. Congratulations, junior sister Wuxin. You have broken through to stage 8 inner chi." Hua Xianyu's eyes were curved into crescent moons. Her every frown and smile could charm people's souls. She was like a goddess descending from heaven. Su Ruoro had just broken through to stage 8 inner chi. She wanted to experience the strength of a Stage 8 inner chi cultivator. When Su Ruoro arrived at Serenity, she was a weak girl without the strength to truss a chicken. In less than 5 months since she arrived at Serenity, she had cultivated all the way from an ordinary person to a Stage 8 inner chi expert. If news of this were to spread, all the so-called genius martial cultivators in China would be depressed to death. However, Su Ruoro's face didn't show a trace of surprise. Instead, she looked as if it was only natural. Ever since Su Ruoro cultivated Serenity's Tranquil Heart Sutra, she had almost no obstacles on the path of cultivation because of her special physique. Breaking through was as easy as eating a meal. Moreover, the sect master of Serenity, Jing Xan, valued Su Ruoro very much. He poured all the resources of the sect into Su Ruoro. Su Ruoro had the help of all kinds of miraculous pills. Moreover, she cultivated every day in this valley with dense heaven and earth spiritual energy. It was difficult for her to slow down her cultivation speed even if she wanted to. After Su Ruoro and Hua Xianyu finished their martial arts practice, they held hands and ran to the flowers to dance with the butterflies. The two girls played and played in the flowers. They were even more beautiful than the flowers. A large group of butterflies landed on the two girls' shoulders and circled around them, unwilling to leave. This beautiful scene made people feel carefree and happy. Junior sister Xianyu, junior sister Wuxin, I finally found you. So you were playing here. A hearty laughter came. After a few seconds, a white shadow descended from the sky. The person who came was wearing a long white robe. His elegant long hair danced in the wind. He held a sword in his hand. In a few breaths, he landed next to the two girls from far away. Xian Yu greets senior brother Ling Fei. Wuxin greets senior brother Ling Fei. When the man landed, Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro greeted him. This person was the genius disciple of Starlight's sect, Ling Fei. His current strength was unfathomable. Even Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro couldn't see through him. If Qin Feng was here, he would definitely recognize Ling Fei at a glance. When Qin Feng first entered Devil Beast Mountain to collect herbs, he was chased by a three-eyed elephant boar. Later, he met Hua Xianyu and the two of them worked together to kill the three-eyed elephant boar. Because Hua Xianyu was injured and fainted, Qin Feng cut his wrist and released his blood to save her. Then, Ling Fei came and mistakenly thought that Qin Feng wanted to do something to Hua Xianyu. He knocked Qin Feng out with one palm. It was Hua Xianyu who bit the tip of her tongue and released her blood to save Qin Feng's life. Ling Fei's gaze fell on the two girls. A hint of possessiveness flashed in the depth of his eyes. When he first went to Devil Beast Mountain, he had been eyeing Hua Xianyu's beauty. It was just that he couldn't find a suitable opportunity. Now, Wuxin from Serenity came. Her beauty and temperament didn't lose to Hua Xianyu. This made Ling Fei extremely happy. Ling Fei wasn't originally from Serenity. However, in order to improve his relationship with the two beauties, he would often come to Serenity to look for them. Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro didn't have any feelings for Ling Fei. Moreover, the two girls were naturally intelligent. They could tell that Ling Fei was interested in them. The two girls were a little annoyed by Ling Fei's entanglement. However, Serenity and Starlight sect had a good relationship. Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro didn't want to ruin their relationship. They could only pretend that they didn't know anything. Haha. Why are you two junior sisters being so polite to me? Get up. Get up. Ling Fei laughed and walked up. He extended his hand to support Su Ruoro's arm. Before Ling Fei could succeed, Su Ruoro took a step back. Ling Fei's eyes flashed with a hint of surprise. Ha! Junior sister Wuxin, the aura on your body has changed, you couldn't have broken through again, right? Ling Fei specifically targeted the weaker Su Ruoro because he could guarantee that he would be able to touch her arm before Su Ruoro dodged. However, what surprised Ling Fei was that Su Ruoro's speed increased again. She easily dodged him. She had clearly broken through again. Senior brother Ling Fei, I just broke through to stage 8 inner chi. Su Ruoro said expressionlessly. Ling Fei was shocked. He, a genius disciple of Starlight Sect, was stunned by Su Ruoro's speed of leveling up. This woman was simply heaven-defying. Ha! Good, this is good news. I really didn't expect junior sister Wuxin to break through again. I remember the last time I came here was a month ago. Junior sister Wuxin was only at the peak of stage 6 inner chi at that time. Your leveling speed really makes me feel ashamed as your senior brother. Ling Fei originally wanted to take advantage of Su Ruoro. He didn't expect Su Ruoro to level up twice in a month. Ling Fei's first attack failed, but he didn't give up. His figure flashed and appeared next to Su Ruoro. Junior sister Wuxin, sometimes it's not a good thing to level up too fast. If the aura in your body isn't stable, there will be a lot of problems in the later stages. Stand there and don't move. Senior brother will help you check the inner chi in your body to see if your condition is right. Ling Fei extended his palm and touched Su Ruoro's lower abdomen. Su Ruoro was already on guard against Ling Fei. A hint of disgust flashed in her beautiful eyes. Before Ling Fei's big hand fell, Su Ruoro had already jumped next to Hua Xianyu. Hua Xianyu was also a little angry. She now saw Su Ruoro as her own little sister. How could she tolerate Ling Fei's wretched behavior? Senior brother Ling Fei, I just fought with junior sister Wuxin. There are no problems with the inner chi in her body. You don't need to worry about it. Hua Xianyu's tone was a little cold. Ling Fei wasn't a fool. He had already sensed the two girls' disgust towards him. Ling Fei knew that his little thoughts had been discovered by the two girls. He didn't want to continue playing tricks. That would only have the opposite effect. Ha! So junior sister Xianyu has already checked. Then I'm relieved. Don't think too much. I'm just worried for junior sister Wuxin. I don't mean anything else. Ling Fei explained his behavior. Actually, it would have been better if he didn't say it. Now that he said it, it made Su Ruoro and Hua Xianyu hate him even more. The atmosphere became a little awkward. The two girls had cold faces and didn't say anything. Ling Fei didn't know what to say for a moment. The sound of wind breaking rang in the distant sky. After a few breaths, the Serenity Sect Master, Master Jingxin, waved her horsetail whisk and landed beside Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro. Xianyu greets Sect Master Jingxin. Wu Axan greets Sect Master Jingxin. Ling Fei greets Sect Master Jingxin. Sect Master Jingxin wore a gray robe. It was impossible to tell her age. Her delicate face was delicate and her skin was as delicate and white as a baby's. Her body flowed with a gentle aura. It felt like she was below stage 4 inner chi. However, the aura was incomparably strong and seemed endless. It was clearly not something a stage 4 inner chi could have. Su Ruoro and the other two respectfully greeted Sect Master Jingxin. Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro couldn't see Ling Fei's strength. Ling Fei couldn't see Sect Master Jingxin's strength. Ling Fei, you're here again. Sect Master Jingxin glanced at Ling Fei. Her voice was as calm as water. Ling Fei's body trembled slightly. He didn't know what Sect Master Jingxin meant. Did she like him coming or not? Without waiting for Ling Fei to speak, Sect Master Jingxin continued, Xianyu, Wu Axan, in 3 months, the outer martial world will hold the Martial Society convention. You two stay in the sect all day and have little contact with the secular world. This will actually affect your future breakthroughs. To cultivate Tao, you must first cultivate your heart. If you don't taste the world, how can you comprehend the great Tao of heaven? In 3 months, Ling Fei takes Xianyu and Wu Axian to the Outer Martial Society convention. Consider it an experience for the 3 of you. As Sect Master Jingxin's voice fell, the 3 of them became excited. Hua Xianyu and Su Ruoro really wanted to go out and take a look. Ever since Su Ruoro was brought back to Serenity, the 2 girls hadn't gone out. To them, the outside world was still very exciting. Ling Fei was even more excited. He was worried that he wouldn't have a chance to make a move on the 2 girls. Now, Sect Master Jingxin gave him a great opportunity. Ling Fei wanted to thank Jingxin to death. P.S. This month, I guarantee 2 chapters a day. The time is 7 in the morning and 7 in the evening. Every day, every month the number of monthly votes increases by 30. Everyone, please reward me with monthly votes. Next month, I will strive to restore the minimum of 3 chapters a day. Everyone, please subscribe and continue to support Old Duha. Thank you everyone. Chapter 694. The Yun family of the capital city. The empty training field in the backyard of the Yun family mansion was already filled with people. These people were all direct descendants of the Yun family, as well as relatives within 3 generations of the collateral family. The Yun family was a special family in the capital city. It was not one of the 4 major families or the 5 minor families, but it was not much weaker than the 4 major families. The Yun family was an ancient martial arts family and a mysterious weapon refining family. The Sima family, one of the 4 major families of the capital, was also a weapon refining family. Their family's blacksmith shop was well known in the Chinese martial arts circle. The Yun family's divine weapon hall was relatively less famous. At the top of the empty training field, there were a few rows of chairs. Those who could sit on them were all elderly. Behind the chairs stood a group of middle-aged men and women in their 40s and 50s. Everyone looked solemn and steady. Their eyes fell on the ring in the middle of the training field. There were 12 young men and women standing on it. They were the stars of the day. Today was the day of the Yun family's martial meet. The Yun family was going to elect a new young master. In that row of seats, the old man sitting on the stone lion chair at the very top raised his head to look at the direction of the sun, then slowly stood up. The old man was wearing a white robe. He had white hair and a youthful face. He stood like a pine tree with his long hair fluttering in the wind. His body was filled with powerful inner qi. He was the current patriarch of the Yun family, Yun Tiankong. If Qin Feng was here, he would recognize Yun Tiankong immediately. He was the one who published the Ancient Martial Ruins Adventure, senior by Yun. Yun Tiankong stood up and the old men and women in the back row all stood up. All 12 young patriarch candidates kneeled down on one knee on the arena of the martial arts field and shouted in unison. The Yun family's descendants' great-grandfather. The 12 people had different strengths. Their shouts were like thunder and lingered on the training field for a long time. Get up! Yun Tiankong's calm and powerful voice echoed. The 12 people kneeling on the ground slowly stood up. Today is the Yun family's young master election. Now that the time has come, I announce the official start of the Yun family's martial meet. Following Yun Tiankong's shout, everyone on the training field became excited and nervous. The Yun family was an ancient martial arts family, so the form of the martial meet was different. Not only were the direct descendants of the Yun family eligible to participate in the selection of the young patriarch, but the descendants of the 3 generations of the collateral branches also had the right to participate. At this time, the people of the Yun family who were standing at the side of the martial arts field were the cheering group for these 12 candidates. Yun Xiao was dressed in a noble black dress as she stood in the crowd. Her hands were tightly gripping onto the corner of her skirt as her beautiful eyes flashed. She was nervously staring at her little brother Yun Zhe, who was in the martial arts field. She really hoped that Yun Zhe would be able to become the young patriarch of the Yun family, because that was Yun Zhe's dream since he was young. With Yun Kongtian's command, the Yun family's martial meet had already begun. 2 black-clothed bodyguards from the Yun family carried a large box onto the arena. The 12 contestants took out a red ball from the box in an orderly manner. Each ball had a different number written on it. After the lots were drawn, Yun Kongtian said calmly, "Now, everyone, please report your numbers. After that, we will begin the first event of the martial meet, the martial competition." As soon as Yun Tiankong's voice fell, the sound of a countdown resounded in the arena. Number 1. The 2 handsome men called out at the same time. Number 2. A man and a woman called out at the same time. These red balls had a total of 6 numbers. From 1 to 6, there were 2 balls for each number. The 2 contestants who got the same number of red balls would challenge each other. The 12 contestants had already reported their numbers and were automatically divided into 6 teams. The contestants of the first team, please come on to the arena. The black-clothed bodyguard's voice resounded. The 2 youths who drew the number 1 walked to the center of the arena. The remaining 10 contestants automatically retreated off the arena. Yun Jian, I'm sorry. Yun Fei, use your full strength later. I won't be lenient. Of the 2 youths, one was wearing a black training suit and the other was wearing a white robe. Both of them were from the younger generation of the Yun family. They were about the same age and were usually good brothers. However, it was the time for the selection of the Yun family's young master. They didn't care about their brotherhood. They immediately gathered their chi and were ready to use their ultimate moves as soon as the fight began. Bang bang bang. The fight had already begun. The 2 of them kept clashing with their fists and legs. They were ferocious and the sound of wind breaking could be heard in the air. Yun Jian and Yun Fei were both martial artists at the 3rd stage of the inner realm. Their strengths were about the same. The 2 of them were locked in a fierce battle, and it seemed like they wouldn't be able to determine the victor for a while. 2 groups of people in the cheering group outside the training field became nervous. They were Yun Fei and Yun Jian's parents and siblings. The other 10 candidates were also watching the battle. Yun Zhe was already at the 5th level of the inner chi realm, so the battle between the 3rd level of the inner chi realm was nothing in his eyes. However, Yun Zhe still watched it seriously. He could not let his guard down. Ha! You dare to compete for the position of the young patriarch with such little strength? Big brother, do you think these people are crazy? Among the contestants, a man dressed in a red tang suit, who looked like he was here to get married, complained. The youth standing beside him was dressed in a gray robe. He stood with his hands behind his back and put on the arrogant posture of an otherworldly expert. If Qin Feng was here, he would also recognize this person. This was the member of the Xian group, Yun Fan, who was punched into the wall by Qin Feng in the soaring cloud manner not long ago. Yun Fan was the eldest grandson of the Yun family's direct line of descent. The man in the red tang suit was Yun Fan's cousin, Yun Peng. In this year's clan martial meet, Yun Fan was the most competitive person. Yun Fan's current strength was at the 8th stage of the inner realm, and he was a member of the Dragon Gate's Xian group. This identity was a height that the younger generation of the Yun family could not surpass. However, Yun Fan's achievements didn't come from his own hard work. Who asked him to be the eldest grandson of the Yun family's direct line of descent? Therefore, all of the Yun family's resources were tilted towards cultivating Yun Fan. Under the full cultivation of an ancient martial arts family like the Yun family, Yun Fan's current achievements were considered unsatisfactory. Humph. They're just a bunch of ants. Do they really think the position of the Yun family's young patriarch will be given to a collateral relative? It's just that the martial meet needs to be livelier, so they can give the collateral relatives a chance to compete. They're just here to serve as a foil. Without their existence, how can I show off my greatness? Whose face am I going to slap to show off? Yun Fan had a sense of arrogance in his bones. When he spoke, he didn't even look at the two people fighting in the arena. He had an arrogant and unruly attitude. Yun Peng admitted that he wasn't Yun Fan's opponent, and he couldn't compare to Yun Fan in terms of backing. Therefore, Yun Peng had long since given up on fighting for the position of the young patriarch in this year's clan martial meet. What he needed to do was to curry favor with his big brother Yun Fan as much as possible. When his big brother became the young patriarch, it would be good to follow him in the future. Hee, big brother is right. You are the rightful young patriarch of the Yun family. Do these nobodies want to compete with you for the position of patriarch? Pfft. They simply don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Yun Peng shamelessly tried to curry favor with Yun Fan. Yun Fan liked this feeling very much. He nodded his head in satisfaction and said, "Little brother Yun Peng, don't worry. When big brother sits on the throne of the patriarch, there will be many benefits for you in the future. As long as you follow big brother wholeheartedly, I will let you live well in the future." Then little brother will thank Patriarch Yun Fan in advance. Yun Peng was a classic bootlicker. He was also very quick-witted. He had already changed the way he addressed Yun Fan, directly calling him Patriarch Yun Fan. Yun Fan grinned from ear to ear. He patted Yun Peng's shoulder and said with a smile, "That's right, little brother. You and Yun Zhe both drew the number 5 ball. Yun Zhe is the strongest among the collateral relatives. Although he's still an ant in my eyes, it's best if you can kill him. Even if you can't beat him, you have to exhaust him. Do you understand?" Yun Peng immediately nodded and said with a smirk, "Hee. Big brother Yun Fan, don't worry. Does that brat want to compete with you for the position of young patriarch? He's basically a joke. He doesn't even have a fart backing him, and he even needs his sister to get a backing for him when he gets married. How embarrassing." When Yun Peng mentioned Yun Xiao, a hint of possessiveness flashed across Yun Fan's eyes. Yun Fan had coveted Yun Xiao's beauty for a long time. However, Yun Xiao was a collateral relative within 3 generations of the Yun family. Yun Fan really couldn't lay his hands on her. However, after today, it would be different. Yun Fan was 100% confident that he could win the position of young patriarch. At that time, he planned to take his cousin in and play with her every night. Yun Fan felt excited just thinking about it. Rumble. A muffled sound suddenly came from the arena. It turned out that Yun Fei and Yun Jian had finished their fight. Both of them had the strength of stage 3 inner chi. Both of them had used all their strength to win the position of young patriarch. In the end, they actually fought to a draw. Now, both of them were lying on the ground with injuries. Neither of them could get up. Both sides have lost the first round of the competition. They are disqualified from the next round of the competition. The Yun family's black-clothed guard had already announced the result. After Yun Jian and Yun Fei heard the result, their eyes rolled back and they fainted from anger. 2 contestants were eliminated in 1 round. The remaining 10 people were very excited. The second round began. One was a man from a side branch of the Yun family, and the other was a woman from a side branch. The Yun family did not value men over women. They encouraged the entire family to practice martial arts. When it came to the competition for the position of patriarch, women were also qualified. In this battle, the woman called Yunyu won. Yunyu became the first candidate to qualify to enter the next round, and the man who was defeated by Yunyu was directly eliminated. The battle was still in full swing. There were 2 victors in the next 2 battles. Both of them were men, and together with Yunyu, they became the next round's contestants. At this time, only Yunzhe, Yunfan, Yunpeng, and Yunlei were left in the resting arena. This match was Yunzhe versus Yunpeng. You know what to do, right? Yunfan's deep voice sounded in Yunpeng's ears. A sneer flashed across Yunpeng's eyes. He also suppressed his voice and said, "Patriarch Yunfan, don't worry. I won't let that brat advance." The 2 of them had already walked onto the stage. Yunpeng stood with his hands behind his back, looking at Yunzhe in a frivolous manner. His eyes were filled with contempt. Yunzhe did not care about Yunpeng's attitude. He politely bowed towards Yunpeng. "Elder brother Yunpeng, please enlighten me." Bang! As soon as Yunzhe finished speaking, before he could even stand up, a powerful stream of air suddenly shot over, landing fiercely on Yunzhe's abdomen. Dong! Yunzhe was completely unprepared. His body was directly sent flying, landing heavily on the hard concrete ground of the training grounds. P.S. I promised everyone in the group that I would explode a chapter, and I've finally made it out. That's right, young Master Du is the kind of man who explodes at the slightest disagreement. Ha! Are you all the kind of man who rewards at the slightest disagreement? This month's monthly votes and rewards aren't enough. Everyone, hurry up and use your monthly votes to smash young Master Du to death. There were also many readers who said that they wouldn't reward, so young Master Du could only make a big move. WeChat ID 177717877753. Do you have any red packets? Young Master Du isn't afraid of too many. I'll accept as many as you send. Ha. Chapter 695. Yunzhe. Brother, are you alright? Zhe, quickly get up. You can't fall so easily. At the side of the training grounds, Yun Xiao's family cried out in shock. Yun Xiao and his parents were so angry that their faces turned ashen. That Yun Peng was too shameless. He didn't even do the most basic etiquette of a warrior and directly went to sneak attack Yunzhe. The other relatives could not bear to watch any longer. Yun Peng's actions were truly disdainful. However, Yun Peng and Yun Fan were the last 2 direct descendants of the Yun family, so the other collateral relatives did not dare to say anything. Pfft. After Yunzhe fell to the ground, he spat out a large mouthful of blood. This palm undoubtedly revealed Yun Peng's strength. He had actually just broken through to the 6th level of inner chi. Yunzhe covered his chest and quickly began to suppress the churning inner chi in his body. He did not have much anger towards Yun Peng's sneak attack. He could only say that Yun Peng's character was too bad, but the martial arts world was so sinister. Yunzhe told himself in his heart that he had to learn from his mistakes. Ha! My brother Yunzhe, I see you training hard day and night in the family every day. How can you only have this little strength? With your little skills, you have the nerve to compete for the position of the young patriarch. I think you're itching for a beating, so you're here to be tortured. Yun Peng stood arrogantly beside Yunzhe with a disdainful and arrogant expression. Yun Peng and Yun Fan had been nurtured by the family since they were young. They did not lack all kinds of elixirs and items needed for cultivation. Of course, they were stronger than Yunzhe, and Yunzhe, as a collateral relative of 3 generations, could only rely on his own hard work to speed up his breakthrough. Yunzhe was now an expert at the peak of the 5th level of inner chi, only 1 level lower than Yun Peng. Speaking of which, Yunzhe's cultivation talent was dozens of streets ahead of Yun Peng. Yun Xiao and his parents were still shouting Yunzhe's name. From time to time, they would glance at the head of the family, Yun Tiankong. Yun Peng did not do the etiquette of a martial artist and directly attacked. This was clearly immoral behavior, but Yun Tiankong sat as steady as a mountain on the stone lion chair and did not react at all. This meant that the match continued and there was no violation of the rules. Yun Zhao's mood immediately fell to the bottom. It seemed that the Yun family's patriarch still valued the two direct descendants. Yun Zhe was not the strongest, but now that he had been ambushed, Yun Xiao broke out in a cold sweat for his little brother. "Beauty Yun Xiao, don't be nervous. It's just a sneak attack, it's no big deal. This kind of family martial competition doesn't really care much about individual strength. When the next round of the competition begins, it will be the most intense moment. At that time, I will appear to help little brother Yun Zhe, you don't have to worry." Luo Bin suddenly came to Yun Zhao's side. Luo Bin had specially dressed up today. He was wearing a white suit and his hair was combed until it was shiny. He was playing with a folding fan in his hand. He was simply a typical playboy. In order to help his brother find a backer, Yun Xiao was engaged to the eldest son of the Luo family, one of the 5 small families in the capital, Luo Bin. Today was the day of the Yun family's martial meet, so Luo Bin naturally had to come. Yun Xiao felt Luo Bin come over and was about to touch his body. A look of disgust flashed in Yun Zhao's eyes, but when he saw his little brother lying on the stage, Yun Xiao squeezed out a smile. "Young Master Luo, I'll thank you on behalf of Yun Zhe first. I hope that young Master Luo will support me in the competition later." Luo Bin had known Yun Xiao for a period of time, but he had never seen Yun Xiao smile at him. Now that Yun Zhao's smile bloomed, it was as clear and moving as a white lotus. It was as if a cool breeze had blown past, causing Luo Bin to feel that the smell of the air had become more fragrant. "Ha! Beauty Yun Xiao, why are you being so polite with me? After a while, we will be a family. Your brother is my brother, so I naturally have to take care of my own people." Luo Bin had a wretched smile on his face. As he spoke, he moved closer to Yun Xiao and extended his right hand towards Yun Zhao's small waist, wanting to hug Yun Xiao. Yun Xiao had already noticed Luo Bin's actions. Before Luo Bin could succeed, Yun Xiao hurriedly stepped aside and forced a smile. "Young Master Luo, there are too many people now, let's focus on the competition." Luo Bin's hand touched empty air, and he was somewhat displeased. However, he also knew that he would not be able to eat hot tofu if he was impatient. "Beauty Yun Xiao is right, then after I help little brother Yun Zhe obtain the position of patriarch, let's find a quiet place to properly nurture our relationship." Luo Bin's smile became more and more wretched. Yun Xiao felt disgusted just by looking at it. However, for the sake of her brother's dream and 20 years of hard work, Yun Xiao tried her best to control her emotions. She stood quietly at the side and did not speak to Luo Bin. She was constantly paying attention to the progress of the competition. On the training field, Yun Zhe sat on the ground. Yun Peng was still saying all sorts of sarcastic words to Yun Zhe. Yun Zhe did not seem to hear these words, nor did he pay any attention to Yun Peng. He was quickly circulating his inner qi to heal his injuries. "Ha! You're just a coward. I've already scolded you like this, but you can't even let out a fart. Beating a rookie like you will dirty my hands. Go and die." Yun Peng had enough of acting cool. He suddenly raised his foot and stomped towards Yun Zhe. Before his foot landed, a strong gust of wind rose from the bottom of Yun Peng's foot. It was as if he was stepping on Yun Zhe's life. Boom! A muffled sound rang out. Yun Peng's foot landed on the ground, leaving a footprint on the hard concrete ground. This step had obviously missed. "Damn it, you dare to play with me. You've been secretly healing your injuries just now." Yunpeng suddenly realized something was amiss. His eyes flashed with surprise and a trace of fear. Yunzhe had already leaped up at some point in time, holding a round rod wrapped in a black cloth bag in his hand. The round rod descended from the sky and directly smashed onto Yunpeng's shoulder. Yunpeng's legs went limp and he knelt in front of Yunzhe. "Cousin Yunpeng, thank you very much. You taught me to give you a taste of your own medicine." This strike was too sudden, and it even made Yunpeng kneel on the ground. Cries of alarm rang out from all directions. The Yun family's relatives were all stunned. "Damn it, which bastard raised this bastard? How dare he sneak attack my son?" An angry roar came from the group of relatives. Yunpeng's father, Yunming, was cursing loudly. When Yunpeng ambushed him just now, Yunming was very happy. Now that his son had been ambushed, he was unhappy. What was going on? Yunming's roar was so loud that everyone in the family could hear it. Everyone was very dissatisfied with Yunming's actions, but no one dared to stand out to reason. The faces of Yun Xiao's family darkened. Yun Xiao really wanted to go up and argue with Yunming, but in the end, he was stopped by his parents. On the training field, the battle between Yunzhe and Yunpeng had just begun. Yunzhe's rod descended, followed by a backflip. He stepped on Yunpeng's chest and sent him flying. Yunpeng spat out a few mouthfuls of blood as soon as he landed on the ground. This time, he was completely enraged by Yunzhe. With a swing of his hand, a silver nunchaku flew out. "Stinking brat, I want you to die a horrible death." Yunpeng roared angrily as he leaped onto Yunzhe's head. Yunpeng had just broken through to the 6th level, so he was one realm higher than Yunzhe. His speed was so fast that Yunzhe couldn't even react in time. Paw paw paw. As the nunchaku fell, the shadows of the sticks overlapped each other. It was as if firecrackers were being set off in the air, and the sound of wind breaking rose and fell continuously. Yunzhe hurriedly waved his fire rod to counterattack, but he was still a bit too slow. His chest was struck by the nunchaku more than a dozen times, and his white training clothes were torn into shreds. Cough cough cough. The power of these dozen or so sticks was enormous, causing Yunzhe to retreat repeatedly. As he retreated, he couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood. Humph. It's simply the strength of an ant. Beating you is as easy as beating a wild dog. Yunpeng no longer gave Yunzhe any chance to catch his breath. With a sneer, he flew up once again. The nunchaku in his hand collided with each other and directly merged into one, turning into a long silver steel rod. The steel rod descended from the sky, bringing with it waves of strong winds. The powerful aura scared the Yunxiao family so much that they didn't dare to breathe. Yunzhe's expression was calm. He bent his back and stood on the training field. The breeze messed up his elegant long hair, revealing his handsome and pale face. Yunzhe raised his hand, and the black cloth bag that was originally wrapped around the round stick automatically fell off. A domineering and mighty-looking fire rod with an orange glow appeared. Crash! The moment the fire rod appeared, the entire training field was filled with cries of surprise. Even Yun Tian, who was as steady as Mount Tai on the stone lion chair, stood up. His old eyes flickered, and the white eyebrows on his eyes trembled slightly. This is an orange-grade spirit weapon? The Yun family was a family of refining, and everyone present was proficient in spirit weapons. Weapons were very common in the Yun family, but spirit weapons were rare. The Yun family could forge their own white-grade spirit weapons and sell them, but they could only forge 5 orange-grade spirit weapons a year. Even the 2 direct descendants of the Yun family, Yun Fan and Yun Peng, only used white-grade spirit weapons. Yunzhe actually had an orange-grade spirit weapon? This was indeed out of everyone's expectations. Yunpeng was also shocked, causing his attack to pause for a moment. In this pause of less than a second, Yunzhe flipped his hand, and the fire rod seemed to have a life of its own as it whizzed past with a ball of flames, causing Yunpeng to be dumbstruck. Boom! The ball of flames rose more than 3 meters high and instantly burned Yunpeng's clothes. Yunpeng's clothes were immediately ignited by the fire, and his entire body became a flaming person. The flames grew wildly, and Yunpeng's appearance could no longer be seen clearly. Even the outline of his body could not be seen, and only the wails of ghosts and howls of wolves could be heard from the flames. Cheating, Yunzhe, this bastard is cheating. He actually has an orange-grade spirit weapon, how can my son fight him? Yunming was so angry that he was screaming. He wanted nothing more than to fly up and destroy Yunzhe. Yun Zhao's family was extremely shocked. Even they did not know when Yunzhe had obtained an orange-grade spirit weapon. The entire training field fell silent. There was only the whistling of the fire in the wind and Yunpeng's screams. Chapter 696. Cousin Yunpeng, are you alright? Yunzhe looked at Yunpeng, who was frozen like a dog in the cold wind and could not help but ask in concern. As soon as he said this, Yunzhe felt that he was very cheap. Yunzhe knew that he wasn't someone who would kick someone when they were down in the past, but why did he become like this? Very quickly, Yunzhe found the answer. Ever since he met Big Brother Qin Feng, he had become like this. Chiao, just you wait, I want, Chiao. It was winter now, Yunpeng's clothes had all been burned, and he had even been splashed with a basin of cold water. He felt like his entire body was about to freeze into a popsicle, and he wanted to scold Yunzhe angrily, but the moment he opened his mouth, he sneezed, which angered Yunpeng to death. Cousin Yunpeng, it's cold now. Why did you come out after taking a bath? Hurry back, don't catch a cold. Yunzhe could not help but add another stab. Yunpeng was so angry that he started to roll his eyes. The two black-clothed guards jumped onto the training grounds. One of them walked to Yunpeng's side and directly brought him down. The other came to Yunzhe's side and announced to everyone, the victor of this match, Yunzhe. Yunzhe had won. Yun Zhao's family jumped up in excitement. Yunzhe was stunned on the martial arts field. His heart was in turmoil. He knew that he was one step closer to the position of patriarch. Outside the martial arts arena, Yunfan's face was so cold that water was about to drip out. He never thought that Yunzhe would defeat Yunpeng. When Yunfan saw Yunzhe's raging fire rod, he was also shocked. His gaze landed on the raging fire rod on Yunzhe's waist, and he looked like he was drooling. At the end of the 5 matches, 4 victors were born. Yunzhe and the other 3 were sitting in the waiting area, waiting for Yunfan's last match. Yunfan and Yunlei were already on the stage. Yunlei was a 3rd-generation collateral relative of the Yun family. He was not very strong and had just entered stage 4 inner chi. From the moment he drew the ball to the moment he fought Yunfan, he had been wearing a long face. There was no suspense in this match. Humph. An ant like you, I'll give you an arm. When Yunfan saw that Yunpeng had been abused just now, he was suppressing his anger. As soon as he got on the stage, he sent out a palm strike. There was no need to talk nonsense at all. Rumble. Yunfan's palm strike revealed his stage 8 inner chi without a doubt. There seemed to be bursts of thunder over the martial arts field. Standing on the martial arts field, Yunlei could feel the slight shaking of the ground. This was not a competition of the same level at all. As soon as Yunfan made his move, Yunlei knelt down on the ground with a flop. He had been scared out of his wits. Cousin Yunfan, I give up. Please, please stop," Yunfan said. Yunlei admitted that he was no match for Yunfan, so he began to kneel down and beg for mercy. However, Yunfan didn't seem to hear him. Before Yunlei finished his words, his palm had fallen on Yunlei's chest. Rumble. With a muffled sound, Yunlei flew out as if he had been hit by a speeding truck. He spat out a few mouthfuls of blood in the air, which splashed the martial arts field red. Ka-cha! After flying for dozens of meters, Yunlei's body finally landed on the ground. The sound of bones breaking came from his body. Lying on the ground, he couldn't even let out a scream. His painful expression was unbearable. "Bastard, you're too much. My son Lei has already knelt down and begged for mercy. How could you be so cruel to him? You're cousins after all. How could you be so cruel?" Yunlei was severely injured with one palm strike, and his sternum was broken. Yunlei's family members were so angry that they started cursing. They didn't care about their status anymore. Their son was dying, and Yunfan and Yunpeng's families were too overbearing. They didn't take their collateral relatives seriously at all. "Who are you calling a bastard? Believe it or not, I'll beat you up." Yun Tao, Yunfan's father, suddenly jumped out and pointed at Yunlei's father. Yun Tao's aura was astonishing, and his inner qi was strong. Yunlei's father immediately became listless. He finally understood the situation. There was no place for collateral relatives like them to speak. "Be quiet," Yun Tiankong's majestic and old voice sounded. His powerful aura immediately suppressed everyone into silence. "Announce the result." Yun Tiankong didn't comment on the battle just now. He directly let the black-clothed guards announce the result. One of them jumped onto the martial arts field and announced that Yunfan was the winner of this round. Now, in the first round of the martial arts competition, there were 5 candidates for the Patriarch, and the other 7 were directly eliminated. The Yun family's rule was to choose 3 candidates for the position of Patriarch in the martial arts competition. Then, the 3 of them would enter the following martial arts competition. Finally, the combined results of the 2 martial arts competitions would select the new Patriarch. Now that there were 5 candidates, it was time for the second round of the martial arts competition. The black-clothed guards once again walked onto the martial arts field with the black box. Yunzei and the other 4 people took out a red ball from the black box. Number 1. After the ball was drawn, Yunfan and Yun Yuanba shouted the number 1 at the same time. Number 2. Yunzei and the only female contestant, Yunyu, drew the number 2. The remaining contestant, Yun Beishan, drew the number 3 ball. He didn't need to compete in this round and directly advanced to the next round. Yunfan had already stepped onto the stage, but Yun Yuanba didn't dare to step onto the stage. Yunfan's previous palm strike contained a level 8 inner qi, and this person was vicious and merciless. Yun Yuanba was only at level 5 inner qi, so how could he dare to compete with Yunfan? Right now, he only wanted to be safe and sound. Yun Yuanba didn't dare to think about the title of Patriarch anymore. Big cousin Yunfan, I know I'm no match for you. I forfeit the right to participate in the Patriarch election. Yun Yuanba hesitated for a moment, but in the end, he chose to give up. When he thought of his cousin Yunlei's miserable state, his heart turned cold. Trash, hurry up and scram. Yunfan didn't even look at Yun Yuanba as he directly cursed. His voice was deliberately loud, so that all the Yun family members present could hear him clearly. Yun Yuanba was so angry that he wanted to die, but he didn't dare to show it. He didn't even have the courage to glare at Yunfan, so he quickly ran away with his tail between his legs. Yun Yuanba's automatic forfeit did not surprise anyone. The cheering group all had calm expressions on their faces, as if Yun Yuanba's decision was a matter of course. Yun Fan was powerful and invincible. Before the fight even started, he had already scared his opponent away. A black-clothed guard leaped onto the stage and announced, the results of the second round's first match, Yun Fan wins. Yun Fan and Yun Beishan have successfully advanced to the next round of the strength competition. 2 spots had already appeared, and there was only 1 spot left. Yun Zhe and Yun Yu were already standing on the stage, and the last spot was about to be born from them. Little sister Yun Yu, I'm sorry. Yun Zhe saluted Yun Yu with a martial artist's etiquette. Yun Yu's eyes carried a complicated expression as she returned the greeting, Cousin Yun Zhe, your strength is higher than mine, so you don't need to show mercy later. You and I both want to take the position of young patriarch, so we just need to do our best. Regardless of whether we win or lose, we won't have any complaints. Yun Zhe and Yun Yu were playmates in private. They had practiced martial arts together since they were young and had helped each other grow up. The 2 of them never thought that they would have to decide the victor in the arena today. Little sister Yun Yu, I won't use the fire rod in the battle later. Yun Zhe forced a smile. Yun Zhe and Yun Yu were both at the inner 5th stage. If Yun Zhe used the fire rod, then there was no suspense in the outcome. Yun Yu's heart trembled slightly. She wanted to refuse, but seeing her cousin's resolute expression, Yun Yu opened her mouth and closed it in the end. Thank you, Cousin Yun Zhe. Then we won't use weapons. Let's begin. Yun Zhe nodded slightly. The 2 of them bowed once again and then set up their respective formations. Yun Yu let out a soft chuckle as her slender figure suddenly sped up. In the blink of an eye, she had arrived in front of Yun Zhe. Her jade-like palm struck out, looking weak and powerless, but it brought about gusts of violent wind. So powerful, little sister Yun Yu's strength has improved again. Yun Zhe cried out in alarm and hurriedly dodged to the side. Yun Yu's jade-like palm that could have struck Yun Zhe's chest stopped for a moment, and in the end, it missed. Cousin Yun Zhe, if you don't use your full strength, then I really won't show mercy. After a soft chuckle, Yun Yu leaped up once again. She was like a swallow, nimble, quickly changing around Yun Zhe. Bang! Yun Yu found the right opportunity and struck out with her palm once again. In the end, Yun Zhe was still soft-hearted and was unable to fully focus on fighting Yun Yu. This time, Yun Yu did not hold back and directly landed on Yun Zhe's back, sending him flying. Pfft! Yun Zhe was already heavily injured in his previous battle with Yun Peng. Now that he had suffered a palm strike, he started to vomit blood again. Cousin Yun Zhe, are you alright? Yun Yu frowned and with a light leap, she arrived beside Yun Zhe. I'm fine, cousin. Just continue attacking. Don't show any mercy. Yun Zhe forced himself to stand up. A complicated light appeared in Yun Yu's beautiful eyes, but in the end, she gritted her teeth and sent another palm strike towards Yun Zhe. Boom! With this palm strike, Yun Yu had unleashed all of her inner qi. She really did not want to continue fighting with Yun Zhe. She felt that it was better to suffer a short amount of pain than a long time. Yun Zhe had already become vigilant. Although he could not bear to hurt Yun Yu, the position of patriarch was Yun Zhe's goal and dream since he was young. On this path, Yun Zhe would not easily give up. Cousin, be careful. Yun Zhe roared, and the aura on his body suddenly soared. With the help of the blood qi pill, Yun Zhe had long since broken through to the 5th level of inner qi. Right now, he was at the peak of the 5th level and had the potential to break through to the 6th level at any time. Yun Zhe's explosive power was extremely strong, causing Yun Yu's speed to slow down a little. A huge white palm surged over and was about to land on Yun Yu's chest. Bang! A loud sound rang out, and everyone in the cheering group stared blankly. Yunzhe's body flew out and landed on the cement ground more than 10 meters away. The moment he landed, he spat out 2 mouthfuls of blood. Yunyu was still clapping her hands. Her big, watery eyes were filled with mist. The powerful aura from Yunzhe's palm strike just now caused Yunyu's heart to tremble. This was also the first time Yunyu had seen her cousin Yunzhe's true strength. So it turned out that during the sparring match between the two of them, cousin Yunzhe had been giving in to her.